Onward and upward.
Onward and upward to Infinity and Beyond.
I'm happy.
All right.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear did have his own.
Yeah, we up here? All right. So hold on. Before we even get things started, real quick, Craig, everybody like to say, everybody just saying congratulations to Valen. He just hit 100 subscribers. So please subscribe to Captain Valen.
Yeah, do it.
Like just
Captain Valen, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help him God.
Captain
you heard him, man.
Valen.
I'm not saying any of this.
People, it's your boy Stolfist here for another Saturday discussion stream. Topic is every villain's is Lemon's ? Who knows? But we got your boy Wade, Florian, David Bennington, Captain Valen in here, Stoney's in here just like always. And the first question I got for you, Wade, what makes a villain to you? And give me one of your top 3 villains.
Ooh.
Well, okay, a villain to me is someone on the surface is someone who enacts bad deeds, but to me it's someone who is skilled in destruction as well as building, because as you know, villains tend to want to recreate certain things in their image, or that's the villain that I'm most partial to. So my first villain would have to be Brainiac.
Brainiac? Oh, that nigga real.
Brainiac is usually depicted as an extraterrestrial, cyborg or android, and he's intent on gaining knowledge. However, he is not on some quest for enlightenment. His knowledge is to obtain his real goal is to obtain the superiority that comes with knowing everything.
So it's a villainous intent, is what you're saying.
So, yeah. So he uses the knowledge to remake to integrate within planet's technology system, and he recreates that planet in his image.
Well, you know what? I will say to that before I let you go on. What you just said is interesting. I never quite thought about it. I've always seen people do. I would say something you will say is like villainous in action, but they have good intentions. But Brainiac does something like seeking knowledge. It can only be seen as something that's like good. It's a very noble action, but he's doing it for villainous intentions, for superiority.
Yeah.
So he's a colonizer?
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Essentially, yeah. I mean,
intergalactic colonizer.
Yeah.
Superman ass.
You know what? Hold on. Brainiac is you can't quite say he's a colonizer, because whatever he colonizes, he will also take and keep and preserve it in a state of, and he would keep it how it was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Piece of it. Like if
he's still like a colonizer, bro.
Before he colonizes and destroys the Earth, he's gonna take several of our biggest cities and put them in a bubble and be like, this is the planet. And then he's gonna go.
You got a Texas snow globe or Chicago snow globe. That's just funny.
A Japan one.
He's like one of Superman's 3 main villains. So his main villains would be Lex Luthor, Zod, and Brainiac.
Yeah, that's fair.
And they each test. Yeah,
those
are 3 main
people
villains.
like Mongo. You could say Lobo, but they're there to challenge Superman. They're not really there to antagonist to Superman. These are the people.
Okay. I see what you mean.
It's like
Doomsday
Doomsday. Sorry.
And Doomsday and Darkseid are like crazy threats. Like those are like when dead danger is imminent. So they're not like the constant danger.
Brainiac on the daily. He interacts with Lex on the daily.
Yeah. And Brainiac, Lex Luthor, and General Zod each test a different respect of Superman's character. General Zod tested his power. Lex Luthor tested his ability to adapt to humans, and Brainiac tests his mental aspect, his mental makeup as a hero.
I do want to say about Lex also. Lex shows because Lex he's partially autistic in the sense that he's so overly rational, and I can't talk. I'm like this myself, but he's so focused on like, I'm a human, you're not. But without realizing, your actions prove that Kal-El is more human than Lex is.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is the dichotomy of their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Honestly, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but I never felt like Lex Luthor was a good villain for Superman. I always thought that Lex Luthor would be a better
I think he was the perfect.
Follow this, guys.
Yeah.
I always thought that Lex Luthor would make a better villain for Batman. Follow me on this, because he like Bruce Wayne is also an industrialist. They meet each other both inside of a superhero arena and outside the superhero arena.
Yeah, but that's like mixing oil. All right, that's like mixing oil and water, because the reason why the Joker is Batman's main villain is because the Joker plays to Batman weaknesses, which is his psyche. And it's the same goes for
Lex, but also
the same goes for Superman and Lex.
Mind about how what Lex is rationally fixated on. Like the problem with Lex's whole beef with Superman is the fact that people say like he's like, oh, the greatest thing to happen to Earth. He's like the Earth's, like the Krypton's last son. He's the Earth's hero. But like he's like, that can't be. He wouldn't have a beef with Batman. If people say Batman is the greatest hero on Earth, he's awesome. He wouldn't have a beef because he sees, oh, Batman's a human, so a human should get that praise. So Lex is like, why the hell is an alien getting praised as the savior of Earth? I have a lot of money. I'm Lex Luthor. I'm the shit. I should be the savior of Earth. He's like,
motherfucker, I want
That
this shit.
should be wild. That should be so funny.
Yeah, Lex is crazy.
I think he's the funniest of Smallville when he acts. How they have Lex act. I was like, what's wrong with this nigga?
Well, I mean, as smart as he is, he's pathologically insane because he's like,
he's definitely insane.
Yeah, I was like, this nigga crazy.
He's not necessarily wrong because one of Lex's main points is that like the only reason why Superman does what he does is because ultimately because he feels like it, right? It's how he was raised. He thinks it's the right thing to do. That means you're to depend on the kindness of a monster. Why would I want to do that?
He makes a point.
Peace, man.
That's always been my point. Superman is the most unstable character to depend on for me because he doesn't have to obey our rules. He's agreeing to obey our rules. He ain't gotta obey shit.
But that's exactly why. Yeah, you're right. But that reason is exactly why he's so stable. Because he has the freedom to do what he wants, and he chooses to do that. And it's not like something's gonna automatically make him super.
He can be like
make him snap out. The only thing that can turn Superman against anybody is the death of Lois.
You know, a very interesting idea for streaming. I mean, we gonna get back on top of this. They do something along the lines of like, you know, because Superman, there's this one saying goes. I'm gonna butcher the saying, but the gist of it is long short. Like, the guy who's more dangerous, like who's more dangerous, the guy who says, oh, I'll never hurt somebody, or the guy who has hurt somebody, knows how to and then chooses not to do it. But the guy who says I'll never hurt somebody is the more dangerous one because they've never done it. They don't know what they're capable of. They're just saying they don't know shit about themselves. But if you have that power and you know what you're capable of and you choose not to do it, you have that resolve. That's what Superman has. He could fuck shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could fuck shit up. He chooses not to do it. So like that, he knows what he's capable of.
He go fuck shit up. I like that. He go fuck shit up.
I mean, like,
see, I never really got behind Lex's like, oh well, it's a monster and we're trusting him because he's a good day. Monster is something that humans came up with to explain shit that scares us. A human can be a monster if they're afraid of them. If they're six. Fucking let a 8 foot tall human, we'll say 7'3", walk in a big fur coat. You're gonna think that's a monster before you figure it out as a human. You know what I mean?
You're about to get at it. I ain't about to let you kill me now.
And that's fine. I understand that.
We don't flex.
But only say that you're dependent on the kindness of a monster when it's always been agreed that the dichotomy of the relationship is that Superman is the humanity that Lex Luthor wishes that he had. Because like you said, he's on that scale. You know what I mean? So he only has that hyperlogical sense of shit. And Superman is so emotionally sound and brought up in love that he can't comprehend, like, this person's a fucking monster. Why isn't he doing the things I would do if I was a monster? Yeah. And he can't understand the humanity in this person. So he calls him a monster to I don't know, belittle the humanity that he has. But really, it's the humanity in him that keeps him fighting. The monster in him is just what allows him to fight. It's the humanity that keeps him fighting.
That's a very fair point. Hold on, that's a very fair point, and I'm going to actually let that stay right there because I want to get back to Brainiac. How does everybody feel about Brainiac? Pretty much.
I mean, Brand,
That nigga was cool as shit in the animated series back in the day.
Yeah, the old
Yeah,
like
like when I
90s
used to see
Superman.
Superman get locked up and fucked up, I was like, yes,
Bro,
keep
yo,
going.
But Brainiac
Yeah.
was animated in that animated universe because that nigga like he got defeated, took over Gears Tech, and then took over the Justice League with Gears Tech. I was like,
Yeah, that shit on Saturday. I
Yo,
was
that
like, ooh.
no,
people don't
Think
really
about
understand
Brainiac,
that.
like-
Brainiac,
He's got some of the
Brainiac
best
has so
comebacks.
many plots.
wait, hold on, wait a minute.
Yo.
Wave.
Yeah.
Were you saying Wave?
Oh,
I was
said
gonna
that
say
Brainiac.
Brainiac's
I
true.
said that
Well, hold on. Yeah, Brainiac is true. Were you saying Wave?
the through that whole animated universe. Oh, through that whole Brainiac universe. I mean, through the whole Justice League universe, Brainiac has so many sides
somebody just clocked in.
Yeah,
that he wasn't
Yeah, that's
even in.
6.
You would see him taking over something.
Okay. Yeah, bro. That they never beat that dude. They never
Yeah.
He's
That nigga was a
he's not gonna know right now.
that's because when you fight Brainiac, it's not a matter of winning; it's a matter of checking your losses. And that's a fact. Like,
Yeah,
That-
that nigga's a strategist.
yeah, when
That nigga,
when you're
everything's
fighting his
planned
main
out.
force over here, he's doing the little things needed to do for the next wave of shit, while you ain't even paying attention. Like Brainiac is the smartest villain in Batman and Superman, like in DC, really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just by sheer statistics.
I wouldn't say- I
Brainiac
wouldn't say
is probably the
smartest.
smartest.
Well,
I would say he's among one of the smartest. I would say Darkseid's up there. Darkseid's up there, one smart.
Darkseid, that nigga so cold.
I mean, if we talking like terms of intelligence, Darkseid is over Brainiac because last time I checked, Brainiac couldn't watch over all dimensions at once.
No. I mean,
Omnipotence isn't intelligence, though.
hold on,
Like,
take
Yeah.
level. Brainiac is 12th level, so he's already one of the smartest in existence.
Yeah,
Wait, what-
exactly. I was about to say there's no way that an entity that's going around collecting knowledge from every single planet is not one of the smartest characters in
Yeah, he's already
No,
12th.
he is.
the DC universe.
Wait, wasn't Lex Luthor the 9th?
No.
Lex Luthor's under Batman.
No, Lex
Really?
Lex is smarter than Batman.
Wait,
Yeah. No, wait, bro.
No.
Batman taught himself, but Lex, bro, that came like
No,
instantly.
I don't care about none of the anecdotal nonsense. Lex acquired the knowledge of all things, but he gained sentient knowledge. He gained cosmic knowledge. Lex,
oh, I don't know about that.
yeah. No, Lex.
Yeah, Lex Luthor is number
You can
one.
hear-
It says
So wait, Lex Luthor hears the voice of all things. Confirmed.
he's number one.
He come out like the knowledge of all things. Like Lex he's beyond knowledge at this point. I mean, when I'm talking about like before that happened. But Lex,
Balance, you say this had the voice of all things.
Yeah,
you can argue about that to the cows come home about before that. But once Lex got that cosmic knowledge, you can't argue that.
Yeah, but we should probably move on to the next person.
Oh yeah. So, bro, what makes the villain to you? And who's your number? Who's on your?
I believe the biggest thing for me at least that makes a villain would be strength and weakness. Doesn't have to be physical; it could be mental, and also relatability. Now, my first pick would have to be Father from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and mostly because
That's
he embodies everything, all the biggest sins of humans, and he separated them all into the 7 deadly sins: wrath, sloth, gluttony, lust, pride, envy.
That's Ganor.
But essentially, he was so jealous of not having power that he lusted for it so much that he did anything and everything in his power, including giving away all of his emotions in order to obtain that. He killed several different colonies, countries, waged war, manipulated governments, all to seek the power of God. And the compellingness of that story always hit me to the point where there's a lot of people in American history that always saw themselves like had that type of ego in them.
yeah.
And that was probably the best, one of, if not the best anime villain of all time.
He's one of the best anime villains of all time, definitely.
Wano.
Definitely good.
I just remember. I just like the fact that Edward pieced his ass up.
Man, and that
He
was fucking him up.
his shirt.
And he got that arm back.
Sorry, my fault.
That nigga up, bro.
What is it?
His face got caved in. That shit was so funny.
Like,
Yeah,
You should never. Listen, that was one of the greatest pieces of in an anime I've ever seen in my life. That boy beat the sleeves off Father. He beat the brace off Father. Father walked in with a 3-piece suit and walked out with a tank top. He beat the sleeves off his. Damn, stop it.
God damn, you know how long you have to get your ass with to get all those articles off? God damn, at some point you need to damn. Like nigga, take off another button, then you punch him in the face. Like, God damn. Like leave this man alone.
Yo, unwrap that tie, boy.
We would have talked about Father. I would guess I can't deny his influence, his power, his drive. But I felt like he was, at least as a character, he was overshadowed by his creations and among them.
Stop.
Oh yeah, of course.
But that was him.
But they had
Essentially,
actual
the homunculus lived vicariously through him, though. Because he released all of his emotions through all of his greed into greed, all of his lust into lust, all of his wrath into wrath. Like essentially, they all
but they had wills of their own.
Yeah, but they had their own.
Because he created them actually to make life, and then they grew up to make their own things. But essentially, those are his drive and those are his ambitions that they had with him. Like I'm not saying they're exactly them, but it's like essentially like.
So my question to you is this: did he put all of his fight into the other 7 sins? Because that man had no hand for ever. That's all.
No, Father.
He put all his fight. He put all his fight.
Father was wilding before Edwin came.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. Lust. I'm just saying. Lust put up a bigger fight. Envy put up a bigger fight. Wrath was out here wrecking boys with a sword.
Wrath, that nigga was so fucking raw, man.
Wrath did not put up a bigger fight.
got all his hands.
Let's start with the man, though.
That's even pretty fair to say.
Hold on,
Like, Wrath got the hand.
Wrath got his hand. That's what happened. Wrath got. I feel like he was supposed to have hands, and Wrath got them. He put all.
I don't know, bro. I think he split it because I don't know if y'all noticed, but Greed had some hands too. Like,
But
Hey, yo, y'all sleeping on Sloth though?
No. Lust had hands too.
got bodies.
Lust literally has hands.
Mad hands.
Yeah,
Lust had hands.
Lust died to keep.
Lust died to the hands of one of the most powerful alchemists in the series.
She got lit up.
He was wrecking this man.
They got clapped.
Man, if I had that power,
clapped too.
I'd just snap my fingers
She
off
was
like
wrecking
that.
that man.
Yo,
Blowing shit up.
yeah.
Yo, that took a team effort to take down Lust. Lust was out here 1v8 niggas and took out 7 of them. God damn.
She paralyzed my
Envy
nigga.
got clapped. Envy got clapped by Mustang. He got clapped. There was no fight.
No, bro.
That shit was so fucked up. He was
Bro. When that nigga Mustang did the double snap, bro.
I was like, yeah, do it again.
Like, bro, when he hit that nigga with a double snap, bro, I was like, God damn.
I didn't know when he was 2 pieces, and he was like, oh shit.
No, that wasn't my favorite part. No, my favorite part is when he said that he has pinpoint accuracy. Like he meant to blow off her eye. Oh, like damn.
Damn, not saying that.
Back to the topic.
Back to the
topic.
Where did Father's hands go? Because God,
I think that
I was just gonna let you guys think. You guys were just going wild. I was like, what the hell?
I think that Raph and Envy were better characters than Father. Not the rest of them, but Raph and Envy for sure.
Greed too.
Envy started.
Greed too.
Envy started.
Brotherhood.
Envy started
That Greed's dope.
Yeah. Raph was wilding.
Well, I don't even. I like their. I mean, Linton is cool, but I like the original Greed a lot more. But let's let's stay on that topic. Also, I guess I just say to the farther thing, like powers or no powers, that was still a kid. You're still a grown ass man. You should have pieced him up, but ever fucking.
All that knowledge you can't even throw hands. That's crazy. All these
That boy was smoking though before E came.
No.
Wait, so who's next?
5'5" should be pieced up. Too.
Yo, that was an ass whooping where you have to tell the person to stop whooping his ass, and he's still running back for more. Like that was one of those. No, man, like God damn.
Yeah, yo, David. On that note, you're actually next. Yo, what's a villain to you and your one of your top three?
Okay. One of the greatest villain traits, although I personally hate it as a human being, I hate this villain trait. I hate this trait in almost anybody, but everybody. I hate this trait in everybody. Anybody who would have this trait, but treachery and deceit and emotional. Well, not just treachery is what I hate, and there is no one.
Whoa!
One second.
Who is?
I think I know who it is.
That's you, my dude.
No,
what?
And there's no one
Go ahead.
who embodies great more
Yo!
than Obito Uchiha from Naruto. Fuck that low ass nigga, dog.
Damn.
Well,
You said there was so much hate in your chest. I'm like,
Like bro,
He
Give me a second.
he said that
his crush got clapped.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second, guys. Hey, I'm gonna let you go into that point more, but before you do, I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, bro, like, this nigga started World War IV because his crush died. So.
That's my point.
all his brother. I'm like, this nigga, it's for some cheeks he never got.
Yeah.
Bro. I would have understood if Kakashi he walked in and Kakashi was fighting Ren, bro. But it
That's
didn't
my
happen.
point. No. That's all my point. You guys are kind of making my point. Here's my rule to life, and this is my rule of life, and I'm pretty sure Captain Valen will have a greater appreciation than most of the people would in this stream. If anger can make you do some bitch made shit, you always want to do that bitch ass.
Damn.
Being upset
Actually, I
makes you do some hoe shit. You always want to do some hoe shit. You just need a justification for the whole shit that you were going to do.
It depends on the situation.
I mean,
it could be situational.
I get it.
So when Rin died, mind you, he has no context for why Rin died. He just saw Kakashi's hand go into her chest. He
could have just went over and asked him, right?
Right.
He could have talked to the nigga. I was wondering that, like, after like 10 of those niggas died, I was like, is Kakashi still over there?
Right. No, but that's not even my point. My point is this: he had no context for why Rin died. He didn't know that Rin was being used as a traitor for the Hidden Stone clan. He didn't know any of that. But yet still, due to Rin's death, you not only turn your back on Kakashi, you try to kill. No, you actively try to kill your former teacher's child, wife, and him.
I mean, he got two.
Then you create a terrorist organization
who said he was a cool guy
that goes around the world and murders and kills the wielders of the Jinchuriki. They try to wield that power themselves.
Take it over. I feel like that's an important thing. Akatsuki existed in its form before he showed up, and then he kind of manipulated.
Yeah, he was kind of brainwashed.
He took over their set.
I mean, hold on.
I feel all that.
As far as that is, and I understand Madara was manipulating him to a certain extent. And
right.
I'm not speaking about that. I mean, he just manipulated the Akatsuki.
But like, it's by the time he hit like adult age, he should have been like, yo, this shit is kind of wild.
You gotta understand what happened, bro. He was like 14, 15. His hormones were running high.
Guys, that's all my point. You guys are making all my points. Is that the fact that you try to kill, you actively killed your former master and his wife. You tried to kill the baby. You started a terrorist organization that's going around killing Jinchuriki around the world. You tried to take the Ten Tails power. Now you started World War IV. Dog, what I'm trying to say is this. It's hard to believe that you didn't always want to do that shit. You just need to the problem was this. He put all of his love and all of his faith and all of his everything into Ren. So when Ren died, he didn't have that for anyone else. He didn't see a bigger picture. That's why he was able to do that bitch shit that he did, which goes back to my point. If you can do some bitch shit, that means if anger makes you do some bitch made shit, you always want to do that bitch made shit. I'll even go into relationships. And if anger makes you want to cheat,
so my question to you is, so that makes Obito a top 3 villain?
For his opinion with the manipulation and stuff, that's where he stands with it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised people actually defend Obito. I've never heard people defend Obito.
Naruto said that he was
pretty sure, bro. Look,
I've never heard that.
If Obito saw Kakashi busting Ren open, I'd understand that more.
Naruto gave him a stamp of approval.
You're a cool guy.
Like, what's the main character say that? Like, I was like, come on.
Bro, y'all gotta understand. But then again, if he didn't do that, we wouldn't be able to see that Kamui Susanoo. So that was fire. So I'll let it slide.
Yeah. Kakashi and ass pull. How we can't like that?
Yo,
hold on, fire, bro.
Yo, so David, what you said actually brings me up to an interesting point. The title of the stream. Are villains just innately villains? Is every villain lemons just off?
No.
Of course not.
I think that no. Follow me on this. I genuinely believe that all villains, it's not that all villains are necessarily villains. It's that in life you can always choose to have integrity. You can always choose that. You are not devoid of that choice. Now that choice may mean you have to walk a harder path. That choice may mean that you can't get what you want immediately. That choice may mean that you have to live with certain things, but you can always make that choice. It's
you know what?
Is a weak person who will choose to do the weak thing over what is right. You can choose what is right. You can choose what is
wait, what is right? What is right though? What is right? What is right?
Wait a minute. So at a fundamental level, I kind of agree with what you're saying, only for the sole fact that like if you want to get like super technical on it, no one can necessarily make you do anything. Like even when it goes to like the extremes in the comic world, I say this person is being mind control. When the mind control gets wrapped up, that person's not going to be evil anymore because they don't want to do the evil thing. So it's for someone to commit villainous acts, it has to be, you have to willingly want to do it, and whatever your justification for it is trash.
Pretty much.
That's my point.
Yeah.
You would have to do that.
You can't.
I mean, look at
Obito.
Look at Obito, bro. He was going ham on Kakashi, bro. You can't tell me he didn't have something pent up against that nigga, bro.
Nigga used to whoop my ass when I was little.
Bro, the reason why Obito went so hard against Kakashi was because he physically saw Kakashi kill Rin. It was nothing else. He didn't ask no questions about it.
Damn, a lot of people just got kicked out. They probably hang out on their phone.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But about David's point,
But you know the one thing, wait, bro. This nigga literally said, "It's fine. I know what happened. I know it wasn't on purpose, bro." He said, "I understand you tried to kill it because of the Jinchuriki." So then why is he still doing it?
Yeah.
Bro, like, why are you still boxing me like this, bro?
Wait. You're 100% right. But at the end of the day, Kakashi, like they had this conversation. Obito said he understood everything, but he straight up said, "I'm doing this," and I quote, "because you let Rin die." He doesn't care why she died. He cares about the fact that she is now dead.
Like, bro, it's just like saying, bro, she died of a disease. Oh, you let Rin die.
He's like, oh, you didn't kill a nigga? You didn't discover a cure, nigga? I was like, God damn, Obito.
Yo, what's up, David?
Hey guys, okay. We're back on screen. All right, good. I just blinked on screen for a moment. Sorry.
Yo,
okay.
Well, we're going to talk about my nigga Lelouch. I'm just saying. Anyway,
hold on.
Okay, so that being said, we're gonna wrap it up. Val, and you next. What's a villain mean to you? And give me one of your top 3.
I think one of my favorite traits of villainy. Actually, I don't have a theme this week because I just didn't put that much effort in. But I do have some fun choices. Obviously, my first choice is the wayward liberator, I guess is the way I'd put it. The person who has to lift his people out of minority, out of being oppressed, and elevate their situation. My favorite example of this, and I think everybody hears it coming, Magneto.
Oh God, that was one of mine.
That's my
Foul. Does he count as a villain, or does he count as an anti-hero?
Wait a minute.
He's an anti-villain.
Wait a minute. Time out. What did you say, Captain?
I'll let Soul go. It's his stream. What you guys say, man?
No. Wait. Who did you say?
Magneto.
Oh yeah. Word, 100%.
And in the beginning, in his first iteration, he was very much a villain. He actually softened up within 200 issues. Like, it took a long time and a couple of reboots for Magneto to reach the Eric Lansher, the inner person, and his understanding and our understanding of his situation and why he does what he does. In the beginning, he was a villain. So the point of villains, as you go, you kind of get to learn their backstory and they get softened up and stuff like that.
So I'm just gonna say to that, and then to this, if you want to be 100%, Magneto, you have some bullshit justifications for what he does. All right, it's bullshit. His justifications are bullshit. He's absurdly violent and he's racist.
No,
bro. Wait, I want to say this. I like the best iteration of this.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, no, he's not.
No.
Like, bro, look, I can argue for this. Look, y'all know the movie iteration of his backstory when his parents got killed because he couldn't use his powers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, his mom didn't.
I like that version the most because it says that, bro, he didn't have the power back then to do nothing. So now he gonna use everything he got. I can respect that. That's why I fuck with that.
Yo,
that's pulled straight from the comics. I
think it was slightly tweaked a little bit.
I can't say that Magneto actions were overtly racist, only because they were racist, but they were based they were just. Because in the X-Men world, the humans do some really foul shit to mutants. They were just.
I would agree with you, but this dude literally had a plan to take all the mutants off Earth. And then hit the planet with an asteroid magnetically.
Wait, didn't in Ultimate Comics, didn't he flood the world? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, bro.
Yes, he did. But the humans enslaved mutants. The humans put out the Sentinel system.
Hold on. Wait. I get
what you're saying.
Hold on, wait a minute. Let me say this. So I get what you're saying, Wayne. The reason why that argument doesn't work for me because you could put that to anything. Right now, there isn't a single race on this planet that wasn't enslaved by someone at some point. If you use that today, because I'm fucking Jewish and the Germans did this, I'm gonna no, bro, you're evil. That's not you.
Bro, that's why.
No, there is no. You can't.
Those humans in the comics still hated each other, so there's really no difference.
There's a difference though.
Bro, I don't know. Some mutants, you can't planet because what some people did. No, that doesn't work.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true.
The humans are still trying. The humans try to eradicate the mutants. I'm not saying what he did is good, but for the sake of mutants, that's why he created Genosha to be a safe haven for mutants. Genosha is not ruled in tyranny.
Get my turn to explain, possibly.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, Valen.
I was gonna say.
But Magneto's character.
We hijacked this whole subject. My bad.
No slandering of Magneto on the stream.
Yo, the reason I was going to defend humans just for a moment. I was going to defend humans by saying I can understand where humanity is coming from when it comes to the mutants. Not so much how they treat them, but their initial.
Of course, so can I. So that's why I don't hold it against them. But
their initial fear, I get it. When you have Charles Xavier, let's just take Charles Xavier Magneto for example. When you have Charles Xavier who can literally hack people's minds. He can run entire governments if he so chose to. If he wanted to.
I'm just gonna say this.
And Magneto, he can move cities with his fucking mind. Yo, there's almost nothing you can do about that.
The Sentinel system were immune to powers at a point in time, and they were just wiping out mutants.
Bro, wait.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm
going to say this and let Valen go. There is no good and evil.
I need to understand what you're saying. Are you saying there's an actual justification for genociding the planet? Is that what you're saying?
For Magneto, yes. For him, it was just. There were.
All right. Are you guys ready?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right. Here's the thing about Magneto, and everything you guys have said is absolutely true. He's racist, xenophobic against anything that isn't a mutant to a very real extent. He's on a moral level, he's horrible. But if you're a mutant, he's essentially your savior. Now, hear me out. What he was going to do and what he has done and all that other shit is wrong. But he's fighting the way they're fighting in his mind. They fight with fire. No, he does it the Chicago way. You bring a knife, you shoot him with a gun. They put one of yours in the hospital, you bring one of theirs to the morgue. You know, like real fucking shit. He went, you're gonna try and burn down an entire building full of my people. I'm gonna crush a city full of yours. Like that's
it was tit for tat. There's
that's really how he does. Like, you want to escalate? You fuck with
I'm going to say to that battle. Look, just as much as I hate the fucking the military rounding up mutant children and putting collars and throwing them in the cages, keep in mind whenever the X-Men liberate the mutants, they don't slaughter the humans when they leave because they understand.
That's why he's a villain and they're heroes.
Don't interrupt me. But I'm saying because they understand that doing the same thing back isn't. You're not better than this person now. You can't claim it anymore. If you're just killing humans just because they did it to us, you cannot claim. You have no justification. You're just as bad.
Dude, he never said that he was better than humans morally. He was superior to them genetically. That's his fucking line. He doesn't give a shit about morals.
He's also fucking racist.
Yeah, we've been over this. That's agreed.
Yeah, that's like,
no. Yeah,
he ain't gonna hear no argument.
He is a racist.
He will kill a human as soon as to think of him. Like he's fucking real ass racist.
Like I said, if you ever seen Wolverine and the X-Men, like the second episode, the X-Men or the remaining remnants of X-Men liberate this compound from these mutants. They use their abilities to escape, but even without, they don't have to be X. They don't try to kill the officers. Because why would I?
And bro, let's say it like this: he tried to throw Asteroid M at the planet to destroy it.
Everyone
that survived. What happened then?
Everyone. There is no. If you say, okay, this was me, and I would do this to the people who did this to me, like the Punisher. I would, okay, I get it. Magneto was like, well, this is done to me, so everybody dies. I'm like, bro.
Damn, bro.
Punisher was like kicking down doors, killing wife and kids. He's not on that shit. He's just killing fucked up people.
He tried to drop a meteor on the planet. These are extinction level events.
That's why he's a villain. He doesn't care.
He's a villain. He's a villain. I'm just saying that.
Someone trying to defend Magneto's actions.
And bro, look. It was saying in the comics that a mutant is born every hour, bro. The moment you throw a meteor at it, what?
Like
it's a war. The humans created Sentinel systems to completely wipe out mutants.
Really quick,
do you know how many Sentinels are active?
In the chat, J Wolf is saying that that's a Magneto from another universe, the one that flooded, and he did it because he thought his children died. Now I'm not saying it.
I was about to say I've never seen a flood story like canon Magneto.
I said the ultimate comic.
Sorry, somebody.
Oh, but that don't matter. The ultimate. I'm talking about real timeline.
Hold on, but Valley, that point. So because let's say something tragic happens to you, so the response is everybody dies.
You know what? I'm gonna put it this way: if I leave my son someplace to babysit and he gets hurt, they all getting it.
Yeah, I was about to say because
I agree.
Because Superman did
all
the same thing in
every
Injustice.
one of them.
Like the nigga
Lois Lane died,
how I fucking left him, but then nigga come back different.
I'm not talking about like a park. I'm talking about 7-point-something billion people.
So it is not within my capability, but
you had a button and it said "kill everyone,"
and somebody
so did something to my son
and killed him.
I wouldn't do that.
Yo, the fact.
No, I don't think I can do it. Not everybody. No, that's ridiculous.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong when I say this, but I prefer anti-hero Magneto. Because anti-hero Magneto, you can talk him off of a fucking ledge. Villain Magneto? What the fuck is he on, dude?
You got nothing to say to him. If you got hands, put them up. That's all you can do.
Superman did the same thing. When Lois Lane died, he enslaved everybody.
Yeah, that's why Injustice is trash.
We cannot like I don't know, like you cannot.
That's pretty freaking extreme. Jesus Christ, your freaking girl died, so you gonna enslave everybody? That's
no, I agree, bro. Look. Wait. As far as Superman goes, his parents told him to never sacrifice his mom for anything, bro. The fact that he sacrificed her for that means that he disobeyed his parents, and that's what happened, bro.
Six-pack. Even to that point, what I'm saying, the reason why Justice is trash, because, bro, fuck the fact that this nigga, Lois died and he killed the Joker. I had no problems with that. Everything he did after that, everything he did after that is what I have the problem with. To the point where, this dude killed a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He killed infants and babies. Like, dude, Magneto's. I'm
talking about Superman. Like, Shazam, he killed the 10-year-old. He killed Shazam. That was a 10-year-old.
Injustice. Injustice played on his. Injustice played on his mental.
It doesn't matter if he has magical powers to give himself. That is a 10-year-old.
Yeah. He killed himself, a little baby boy.
Bro, yeah. So Injustice is trash. That's like.
Injustice is not trash.
And like, bro, wait. I understand his motive that he wanted to make a martial law for the people safe, bro. But killing off people, that goes against the whole point. So yeah, I don't understand.
Superman.
No, I think a 10-year-old who's only listening and looking up because you're Superman, and the second he said, "I don't think I'm cool with this," you cover his mouth and laser him through the head.
Yeah. There's no way that nigga can be Superman again. I was like, nigga, hey, you can't never come back from this.
And bro, you realize
that was hero like 10 years down the line. Like,
bro, that was Billy's hero, bro. That was his hero. Can you imagine getting killed off by the person you looked up to? Like, God.
Oh, you ain't gonna like my choices then.
But anyway, actually, Val, you have any more points you want to wrap up on Magneto?
There's a lot of different versions. I think that's kind of the thing with Magneto is he's been allowed to reinvent himself, not only as a villain, but as an anti-villain, anti-hero, outright hero. You know what I mean? He's had a lot of opportunities to be something, but the things that stick with us about Magneto the most are the things he's done as a villain, because he was really about that life, is what it fucking comes down to. It was no prisoner.
That's the lying principle about Magneto, and we'll go on to the next topic after this. I just want in that essence, he has that he was literally based off of Malcolm X, but it's more like a Malcolm X gone wrong, because Malcolm X will only retaliate. This nigga Magneto instinct. So
only thing that changed more than Magneto's moralities is age, bro. Like he went from 60 to 40.
That's the problem.
Right.
Like Magneto is looking for the fight, and that's my problem with him. But Six-Pack, you're gonna go next, bro. What does it mean to be a villain to you? And give me one of your top 3.
Okay, so a villain to me is somebody that has extreme ideals, but is willing to say, let's get it, bro. And the first person I say is Funny Valentine from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7.
The GOAT.
Now, bro, this guy was willing to use Jesus Christ's corpse to make sure that America had the best luck ever, that it would be a shining beacon for the world. He said that we would set the standard so that the world would follow it. And bro, he was but guess the thing. Apparently to the world he was, because guess what? Once Jesus Christ's corpse works like this, and you put it in the ground, it affects the area around it. But the thing is, if something happened to it, let's say you drop a knife, that the bad luck from that knife would teleport somewhere around the world. So the main hero was trying to destroy it. Funny Valentine wasn't having it, bro. This nigga literally risked having his whole body torn across dimensions to fight for it. He lost. And bro, I don't think there's any better villain that I can root for.
So hold on, wait. I have a question to that. So, was the corpse originally in Jerusalem?
It was scattered across the world, but it ended up like in the desert of the Mojave Desert.
Wherever the body lays, that continent has extreme luck, but the bad stuff goes to another continent.
Yeah.
JoJo's is nuts. I have to start getting into that.
Very quickly, I can't read JoJo. Every person's name is a song that I know by heart, so it's literally like tuning into the radio that I don't want to listen to.
Besides Six-Pack, do we have any JoJo readers in here?
So, who's the character?
Funny Valentine.
Mm-hmm. Who?
Funny Valentine.
Bizarre Adventure.
He's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure character. Part 7.
Okay.
It's also the name of a Frank Sinatra song.
So besides Six-Pack,
I'm not familiar with the series, but I know it.
It is on my current read list.
What does somebody get into besides Six-Pack? Are there any other JoJo's readers in here?
Me.
I'm not, man. Sorry.
I'm sorry, dude.
I'm on part 4 in the manga.
Okay,
I
but this
mean,
is part 7. All right, so but
Yeah,
okay.
nah, part 7 is the best part of JoJo.
Okay.
Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it's like
Storytelling.
you can hop into anyone because they're disconnected, sort of. Like you can read any of them at any time and you'll be fine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, okay. Well, we can't really go more into that because not enough people here to talk about JoJo's. But Stony.
Damn. I was gonna say Magneto, but since Valen took
Well,
that
first,
one,
tell me
I'll say another one.
What's a villain mean to you?
It depends. Like sometimes it's just somebody that does evil deeds just for no reason. Sometimes it can be a dude that does evil deeds, but he justifies it in some way to try to make it okay that he's doing fucked up shit to other people, even though it's still fucked up.
Yeah, or at least he feels he's justified.
You know what? You know what, Sony? From that sounds like Reverse Flash.
I call them villains, the ones who come up with these justifications. I call them the bitch boys because y'all.
They just want to be better than they are. They can't be evil.
Thank you, dog. Thank you, dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, dog. I've been feeling that way for years. No,
but the first one I said was just to do evil, But
and you were gonna pin that to Magneto?
Naraku from Inuyasha.
Oh wow!
I found out. Here's the thing. I have to take back a lot of my statements because I found out where I thought Inuyasha ended is not where it ended. Apparently, it was read.
Yes, the final act. You've seen that?
Yeah, you ain't seen the final act yet?
No. Because when I finished, when it said like when there was no more volumes to read, that they was fighting Naraku, that he left, and it was like we're gonna chase him down to the ends of the earth, and I was like, bro, that's how they did it, man. And I was like, but then someone told me, no, they expanded on the ending more. I was like, oh, so they
like, bro, like it's been so long since I read Inuyasha. I don't even care no more, bro. Like, it's like, oh my god.
That shit's classic.
I have to finish Inuyasha.
Windscar. That shit's like that shit's so funny.
Naraku was like he was crazy powerful, bro. He really was crazy.
Yeah,
he was crazy powerful.
And all this happened because he didn't want to die, so he gave up his body for demons. Then after that, he systematically just started fucking over everybody on that fucking planet. On that timeline, just to get stronger and stronger, just for his own selfish reasons, just because he wanted to, and he didn't want to die.
You're garbage, sir.
No, bro. No, I'm not gonna say it's garbage, but it has aged well.
That shit is garbage. They do the same thing every fucking episode. Kagome,
There's a lot of anime like that.
The only good thing about it, that shit is garbage, bro. That shit is nostalgic garbage. The only reason people like that show is because of nostalgia. That shit is garbage. They do the same thing every single episode. Wait a minute. The only good thing about the show,
you got a lot of hate in your heart for Inuyasha. You must just like it coming on all the time.
Hold on, guys.
Wait a minute, guys. Let me say so. Z-Boy.
Matt, might interject just a bit by saying that Inuyasha isn't necessarily. It does run off of nostalgia for me because it was a part of my growing up into an anime fan. But Inuyasha as a series was actually not terrible. As a matter of fact, I'm going to say this. I'll go so far as to say this. It was what Twilight tried to be and failed abysmally at doing.
I can see that.
Even before we get more into that, hold on. I just want to say something. See, what you did with Valid Point, you have to understand one thing. If you want to get to that semantic level, everything follows a formula.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can
even One Piece Sword T is structured like that. Every
and when I'm saying
has a structure.
Like if you like you
judge by the first couple of volumes how the story's going to be.
No, I mean I'm talking. You could talk about this. He's talking about anime, movies coming. Like the reason why there's a formula is because it's a writing technique. When you have something
the hero's journey,
something to get used to, and it's something. And on top of that, then if you get used to something, you can throw in twists, and you can break the formula, and then that's what shocks them. Because wait a minute, this isn't what usually happens. That's how writing works. Everything has a formula. Every episode of Scooby Doo is the same. Listen.
Here's my point to that. That's true, but every single episode is exactly the same.
Yeah, bro.
Doesn't Velma always find a clue and say Jenkins and drop her glasses?
But hold on, listen.
That was fine.
Hold on. So let me just bring this out. These are two shows I love. I love Power Rangers. I love Scooby Doo. Every single episode of those shows, specifically Mighty Morphin, it's the exact same.
Let them know.
Exactly.
It's the exact. Let me break it down. Okay, so episode starts. Rangers do their own thing. They get attacked. Rita's like, I'm going to attack the Rangers. She attacks the Rangers with putties. The Rangers like, well, we got to attack with putties. Hold on, don't interrupt me. Hold on, this is like, hold on, Rangers. We got to attack with putties. Let's talk to Zordon. They go talk to Zordon. Zordon's like, man, I don't know what the fuck happened. They go to school. The monster shows up. They go fight the monster. They lose to the monster. One of the Rangers is somehow learning a lesson about something in real life. They come back. They beat the monster. That Ranger calls the Zords. They go back. They talk to Zordon. They're like, yeah, Zordon, I learned my lesson today. And then the freeze frames and the episode ends. Every fucking episode is the same.
Yeah.
If you look at Scooby Doo, the gang shows up in some town. They talk to some weird people. They meet a ghost. They run away from the ghost. Velma comes up with the plan. Shaggy fucks up the plan. They capture the ghost. You met
Shaggy's powerful,
bro.
Wait, so you're missing one part.
Batman.
They take off the mask and they say their name like Drake. Something like that.
Every Indiana Jones movie, point for point, is exactly the same movie. He does the same shit in every movie. It like you can literally pick the formula apart of anything. So that's not like just because you notice the formula
That's
doesn't
just like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, every episode of Tom and Jerry's the same.
Or Itchy and Scratchy.
Every episode of The Simpsons is the same.
Tom and Jerry is fire.
They go in the Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry is definitely fire.
Blah, blah, blah. Every episode of Family Guy's the same. It starts off with one problem, the other problem turns to another problem, and then they have some sketches in between. Like it's just
that's not entirely true though.
Thank you.
No, that's not.
For the most part, yes.
You're saying a lot of generalizations, but
Inuyasha episodes weren't always the same because a lot of them had a lot of heart to them. A lot of them had a lot of depth, and then on top of that, episode is getting the backlash wave, which is literally the origin of Full Counter, which is on Seven Deadly Sins. The backlash wave.
Full Counter.
Reach.
Bro,
And look,
like, of course not. I'm saying every episode.
Barrier Breaker Tetsuya, dope. Diamond Blade Tetsuya, dope.
Dope.
Hold on, wait a minute.
My nigga.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Dope.
Wait, give me a second, David. What I'm saying is, of course, I'm generalizing. What I'm saying, every episode is the same because these are the episodes that follow the formula, and they're a good bulk of the ones that break the formula. Usually, the dope episodes break the formula.
Yeah, that's why I hate them shows too.
And as far as Inuyasha goes for me, bro, look, I enjoyed it. As a kid, it was fantastic, bro. I couldn't wait to watch it. But now it's pretty dated. That's why I'm not gonna watch the ending because I don't want it to mess the memories I had with it.
I watch it. I watch it with my kid now.
Like,
word?
From an objective standpoint,
No,
there is nothing.
hold on. We're getting hella off topic, but even to that point, Stoney, you have anything you want to say more to Inuyasha?
Nah, just Naraku's dope.
Naraku, yeah.
Yeah,
like the shit that he go through and just to fuck with people, and then his only weakness is that he used to love some chick when he was a human, and he started spend his whole time trying to kill that shit off and kill her and take his heart, so he just be evil all the fucking time. It's like, god damn, this nigga just want to be evil to be evil.
All right, so
we want to get love a try.
So once again, stop. That's the reason why I hate that premise.
Wait a minute, hold on. So we're gonna wrap that up. Z-Boy. You're next. What's it mean to be a villain to you? And give me one of your top three.
What it means to be a villain? It depends because, like in one show, this dude could be a villain. Then another show, he's just an anti-hero. But
well, I mean,
I got a question.
Like, to you, what is a villain to you? You know what I mean? Like,
someone who does something like completely unjustified. Like they're not even just they're just doing it like completely for their own gain. Like they kill a baby or something just because they like killing or something. It's not like
the Grinch.
It's not like the baby. Yeah. It's not like the baby has like the potential to be Hitler or something. They're just doing it just because they're just evil or something like.
That sounds like the Grinch.
The Grinch? What?
Yeah, pretty much.
You better move lightly when you speak on the Grinch. No?
Hey, bro, he's the mean one. What are you talking about?
I agree with him the whole movie. I was mad when he gave those fucking presents back. I was so mad when he saved those presents.
Bro, Stoney, when the Grinch in the middle of the town and stopped the party after he was like, "Boy, you just sit here, bro. I find y'all shit in the trash, my dude."
Like he was just telling all.
Wait, I'm not talking about the Jim Carrey movie. I'm talking about the cartoon, bro, the old school one, bro. That dude, dude literally did it for no reason. unjustified because he's
yeah,
like that.
but I'm still mad that he gave the
That's not
president
the
back
Grinch
at the
I grew
end.
up with, dude. I grew up with the other Grinch. You know what I mean? And like, that nigga, he was.
I just want him just to throw him over the fucking thing.
Oh no, bro! That live action Grinch had me shook. I
And
couldn't
I
watch
like
that.
Scrooge.
That nigga say, I want a pony. I want this. I want a horse so I can ride it twice, get bored to sell it to make glue. Like, I can hang myself with all the necklaces. I find it to dumb, bro.
Like, bro, the Who's look scary, bro. Like, I couldn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. I was like, that shit look freaky.
I got a question though. Do you consider Lelouch a hero, villain, or both?
Anti-hero.
Both.
No,
I consider
anti-hero.
No, actually, I take that back. He did villainous things for heroic reasons.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so here's the thing with a character like that. I mean, anti-hero is just a good label, but it's just like, you know, like I like the Punisher, I like the Red Hood, but they do villainous shit. You can't deny it. You can't just say they don't do villainous shit. Whatever their reasoning is, they do it. They still
kill people.
Yeah, but that's an anti-hero.
Is I think Lelouch, I really like how subtle his character development was. Like, if you really don't pay attention to it, you won't really notice it. And it's like kind of at the beginning where it's like he was like super selfish for the most part. Even though it's kind of like I feel like people like, okay, I don't really want to spoil it. People haven't seen it, but
no, just tell us like what about him makes him one of your top three. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
Okay, well, basically, like I feel like I like how like his motivations kind of change, like depending on the situation. He feels very human. I also thought he was like a really dope villain, villain / anti-hero, whatever. Both, I consider them both. And I like how subtle like his character development was. Like, it wasn't right in your face, but he did actually have like a lot of character development. But you may just not pick up on it. It doesn't come out of nowhere. Like it's subtle.
Homie wanted to do the right thing. It's just like the way he went about it. I think you gotta say, bro, that nigga was kind of
yeah. That was the only way he could have went about it.
Yeah, and I get that.
I mean, Lelouch, the whole Geass was cool, but his sister shooting up that crowd was stupid.
That wasn't his sister.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about? Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He didn't mean to do that though.
You're like, bro, that whole setup, like that whole thing would go faulty, and it would mind control someone. And he said it'd be weird if you shot out that crowd. Like, that whole thing was terrible. Actually, that was like a that wasn't even a joke. It was kind of just like he was saying. It kind of makes sense when you think about it, right? Because he was saying something that is so against her nature. He was basically like saying, like, yeah, I can make you do something that you would like never do. So it wasn't like really a joke. Like, it makes sense in that sense, but it was convenient. Like, yeah, kind of like the whole thing, bro, with her, the AK shooting up people, bro, like in a dress, like that whole thing was.
It was convenient, but it made sense though.
It showed that how he can fuck up with his powers and how careful you have to be with shit like that.
And then it's like, yeah, it was cool. Like, it was interesting, like in certain situations where it'd be like he'll have to become like more villainous.
So you're saying how he grew, but then he made a weird comment like that?
No, I'm talking about like after that situation, you know, he basically killed her, and he basically kind of was forced to like it was weird. It was like brutal mercy. Like, he had to like kill her after that. And I just thought that was very interesting, because it's like the idea that like a character like could like do something like good with that's like completely villainous.
So wait, yeah, no, that's a good point, but fuck, I gotta actually. I started Kogi. I only started because that green hair chick had some big titties, but I didn't finish. Yeah.
Who's the bad?
So I guess so truly, what a villain means to me, because I guess it's my turn now. It's mostly like evil for the sake of evil. Not like evil because you're justifying your revenge, or evil because you have an ulterior goal because you want to acquire something. I'm talking about somebody who doesn't want shit. They're just doing it. You know what I mean? Like they just want to be evil. You know, like true. That that's makes a really dope villain to me, because you get to
there's no reason to it.
When you know, it's like you can't even like threaten. You can't take something from them. There's nothing. You have nothing. nothing to threaten them with. Like,
Begins the foreshadowing.
You can't stop them from fucking doing what they want to do. But my first villain is going to be Vlad Plasmius from Danny Phantom. Because that nigga,
I didn't guess that one.
The GOAT.
That nigga's number one because that nigga was like, bro, hold on, wait a minute. So I'm a ghost and I'm rich. I could use this to be the greatest force of good on the planet, but I don't feel like it.
Hey, bro, all I know is this: when he pulled out those claws, saying how I'm gonna get you to activate your powers, bro, I was sick.
And that nigga was like, he could have been the greatest force because he has no real justification. He's just evil. He just is. Like, he's just like, he has no real reason to be. Bro, like, even if you were like slightly bullied and see like his really poor justification, whatever, you know, oh, it wasn't cool, whatever. But now you're rich now and you have superpowers. You have nothing to be upset about. But you're just gonna be evil just because, and that's what makes him dope. Like, he has nothing. He's not even upset. Actually, he's not even like mad and evil. He's happy. He lives in a mansion. He's a ghost. He's like, he's just evil. He's
like,
just
bro.
evil.
Y'all mind if I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
A villain is only as good as the interaction he has with the heroes, bro. Like, I gotta say, like Slade from Teen Titans, bro. When that nigga showed up, y'all, I was like, oh shit, bro. Look, bro, when he said, "I'm more of a father than he'll ever be," bro. God damn, nigga, like,
at that point, the way that I interacted with that was fucking dope because that nigga was like, so you think anything I can do?
Yeah, exactly.
Original category. Now that I think about it.
What?
Hey guys, is it weird to say that
They'll be back. Vlad was the original category. When you think about it, anything Danny could do, he was like, bro, I'm better than you.
He was better. He was outclassed. That shit was so cool. I was like, nigga.
I've been doing this ghost shit longer than you, my dude.
He's like, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he has no real. I don't know. Have you seen Danny Phantom?
A little bit of it. Remember, I'm 33, so
you should watch it. Who here has seen Danny Phantom?
I have.
Yeah,
Danny Phantom's on my list.
Hey, sorry guys. Is it weird to say that Slade had more hands than Father, and Father got pieced up by a 13-year-old child? I'm gonna keep talking about that.
Hey, yo, he wasn't 13.
Bro, Slade was fighting a witch, an alien with super strength, a fucking cyborg, a boy who could turn into animals, and a ninja, and he was fucking them all.
He was piecing them up, man. Slade was so sick with it, man. Slade, want to go watch it right now. He was whooping their ass. That shit made
like, bro,
sense.
Like, bro,
and then he was fucking terror up too. I was like, God damn, Slade.
Yo, God. Then after that, he got demon powers and started fucking boys off.
Bro, I think, like, am I wrong?
When he had the fucking flames?
Hold on, I don't know if Slade's gonna be. Is anybody gonna say Deathstroke? Is that
true, bro?
No. Wait, guys, hold on. Let's bring it down. Is anybody going to put Deathstroke on their list? Because we're talking about him a lot right now.
No. Because
Deathstroke's in a weird spot.
Well, he's weird too because he's not a villain.
Well, here's the thing. We'll pocket this conversation later, and after everybody go through their list, we'll go back. We can talk about Deathstroke some more because I still want to talk about it more. But I want to when someone's going on with their character, I want to keep that focus on that character. Basically. With that being said, Wave you up again. Give me number 2.
Number 2 is Friend from 20th Century Boys, the manga.
Hold up, wait a minute. I'm about to do some research. Keep going. I have no idea.
I'm like, can you say that again and spell it out and tell me everything?
Oh, no. Oh, his name is Friend, and the manga is called 20th Century Boys.
Okay, here we go. Okay, all right. Well, tell me a little bit about him because I have no idea who that is, bro. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah. Who is that?
Okay. All right. It's all right. I don't want to ruin it because y'all should all read the story. So I'm just gonna tell you the type of villain that he is. He's charismatic. He's one of the villains. He's the leader of a cult, and he has a cult following. So he's charismatic, and the whole world loves him. So he's one of them heroes. I mean, so he's one of the villains that if the heroes were to attack or to do anything to, he would the heroes would get shunned. Also, it's not so much the physical person, but the concept of friend, because there's multiple different friends. Well, there's at least
Like the number. Well, there's multiple different friends, and each of them represent the same thing and have the same ideology. So it's not so much the physical body, but the idea behind the idea behind the concept. That's the true villain.
This nigga,
and it's a bit
sick.
Oh,
yeah, it's the manga is pretty fucking fantastic.
First.
It's from the same guy.
So this is Friend.
Oh,
this
shit,
is Friend,
real?
This is Friend right
here.
Yeah.
Well, that boy look.
This nigga, fuck with it. This nigga looks sick.
I just googled him myself. He looked. I would not fuck with that dude. He looked
like
a villain.
If I'm keeping it high, that's the only reason I picked the 20th Century Boys, bro. When that dude was on the cover, like,
yeah, looks like a villain. I fuck with it.
Yeah, that nigga.
Yeah. There's no
Look at
superpowers in
that,
this manga.
man.
It's more like Sakiala.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna lie. I'm interested in that. That fucks with that. That nigga look like a villain. Like,
Who the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
pretty dope.
that's Friend. That's what you're talking about.
Yo, this
That nigga named Friend. I don't know
I mean,
Friend.
it's a Friend Democratic Party. I just googled
Yeah, hold on.
him, and
Wait a minute.
I did some research.
Hold on. I got one question though. Is Friend friendly?
Nah, I ain't want him to be my friend. No.
Fuck that. He could be my friend, but I would rather him be my friend than my enemy.
He's the cult leader,
Right?
so
Hey.
he got a bunch of people under him.
Sometimes that doesn't even fucking matter to
I'm not
the
saying
That's true. Yeah, right.
Remember Griffin?
Wait a minute. Guys.
No,
Yo, guys.
Yo,
Wait a
I'm
minute.
not saying he has to be my friend. I just don't want to
Pain
smoke.
trying to talk. Pain trying. Not
Well,
Pain. So
I mean,
what?
yeah, hold on, guys, that's interesting because you said he's a cult leader. So this is the first villain on the list that's a villain through influence, is what you're saying. Not necessarily like everybody else is like just power or ego, but he has like this cult like influence, is what you're saying.
Well, you could say the same thing about Magneto. To be fair,
Yeah.
like that dude had a real fucking following.
Yeah.
You lose, be returning
The
us.
Brotherhood.
Not even, dude, beyond the Brotherhood, man.
I
He
was
had
like, God damn, these dudes. I was
Legion.
like, man, these boys.
Yeah,
need
he had a
help.
country. Magneto does have a country now.
Yeah, like this dude's for real about it. But no, that's not me fortifying my position. That's just a reminder.
But yeah, so this dude has cult like influence. I don't know. Looks sick, bro. 20th Century Boys, Friend. All right,
It's pretty
All right.
dope.
that looks dope, bro.
Yeah, that does look dope.
That looks dope. Okay. So, with that being said, Florian, bro, number 2, you next.
Well, I originally had Magneto, but
You get the number 3 and think of another number 3.
no, I came up with a second one. I'm going with Thanos from the Marvel comics.
Shit.
MCU.
And to be clear, you talking about Marvel Comics Thanos or MCU Thanos? Because they have different
mean,
personalities.
I know
Yeah,
they're
that's super
different.
important.
I know they're different, but the concept, the main concept of killing the world, like his drive, his
Pick
No,
the Marvel
exactly.
comics.
No,
Thanos.
but
Pick the
what I'm
Marvel
saying
comics.
is, like,
Thanos.
movie.
the 2 different Thanos, they're, like most of the, like from MCU to the comics, a lot of their personalities are the same. Thanos has an entirely different
Yeah,
personality.
in the comic
Yeah.
book,
fun
half of
isn't
that-
something one considers when reading hentai, but this does put a smile on my face, bro.
like no, Thanos loves the physical embodiment of death. Like this, it's an actual
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, he in
Yeah.
love with that shit.
No, y'all not putting it right, bro. It's a woman. He was doing it for some
Yeah.
cheeks, bro.
Yeah.
No, but it's
yeah.
not
Death is a
it's
woman.
like you
No,
have
yeah.
one. Hold on, it's not even that. It's like you have one Thanos who's doing it because he's just fucking evil and he worships death. You have another Thanos who's doing it out of some sick, twisted, insane compassion. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is like they're very like most from comics to movies and MCU. Most of them are the same in personality, but Thanos is entirely different. And everything he did in the MCU is out of some fucked up compassion. It's like some
Because
fucked up
Disney,
want to
that's
help
why.
people. And the other Thanos has no want to help people. This Thanos is doing
Yeah.
some fucked up want to help people. But that's why I was asking. Like that's why I say like which
Yeah,
Thanos
that's
are you
that
talking
is
about?
the difference.
They-
Because
they're
when I was
very-
seeing that in the movie, I was like, why is he being so compassionate right now? It's like, no,
Well,
man,
I mean,
snap the neck.
he's still fucking
That shit
evil.
freaked me out.
That
I'm
it freaked me
like,
out.
you're nice, nigga. I know you're not a nice
Well,
nigga.
Well,
That's what made him great. That's what made him great.
He
Well,
is a
guys.
nice dude. That's the problem. He's insane. He's so fucking compassionate. It's like, dude, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
well,
like
guys,
That's what made him great, bro. Because he was a villain, but he was still so human.
guys, what he is he's chaotic good. He's so good that he's like he's like he's like a Eva from iRobot. He's like her whole drive was I want to help humans. The greatest threat to humans is other humans, so I'm gonna kill humans in order to save humans from humans. Like that's
stupid.
Hold on, wait, let's make sure. Is that on anybody's list? Because I do want to keep it on. I don't know if I'm going to say iRobot. I don't know if somebody's going to.
No. I was saying that's Thanos' thing. Thanos' compassion comes from I want to help people, so I'm going to destroy people to help them, which is just weird.
Yeah,
but
no, which Florian, which Thanos were you? Are you just saying just the concept of someone who about to wipe out half of his life?
No, because honestly, I knew they're both. There's the comic version where he's obsessed with actual concept of death and he wants to please death. That's why he wants to kill half of people.
Sad, nice guy trying to help the world one planet at a time, bro.
Yeah, and then the other one. I mean, I like the movie, but I just like both. I like both concepts of Thanos personally. I mean, the comics and the what's it called? The movie.
Hold on. Well, here's an interesting question. And this is for everybody. I guess we'll go one by one because everybody's familiar with Thanos. Which one do you prefer? Compassionate Thanos or just fucking kill shit Thanos?
Kill shit
Thanos.
Dude, some of the conversations kill shit Thanos has with Silver Surfer are the most fucked up beautiful thing you'll ever fucking read in your life.
Exactly.
I prefer
Silver Surfer, man,
Thanos is called the
that should be so fucking great.
Here, man, because
Exactly. He's the White Titan.
I mean, I'm gonna have the unpopular opinion here because I love Thanos, but the Thanos from the MCU, there was a certain charm to his character. I was just like, damn,
Like, bro, exactly. So I was about to say that. I don't even like him fighting. Just him talking was enough for me.
Wait.
Yeah,
I just want to say there was one point in the movie when I was watching it and Thanos was doing what he's doing. I was like, damn, am I starting to agree with this nigga?
Like bro, so
what got me was like after because at first I was like, "What, this nigga's killing people? I don't care what he's saying." But then he was talking to Gamora. He was like, "Well, you know what? Have you been back to your planet since I left that bitch? I have. You know what's happened? They niggas they living it up. They got a lot of food. They got a lot of space. I'm like, well, I mean, damn. I'm like, it's only been it was only like 20 years. I'm like, well, damn, what did they do?
The light from Death Note.
But I'm thinking about it. Like, we gotta think about it. Like, what did they do after he left? He's like, they just kept living, and now they got all this extra food and space and water. I'm just like, am I starting to agree with this nigga? Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, like bro. I literally sat in the movies thinking when they dropped that ship on him, bro. I got angry for a second that they hurt Thanos. I'm like, wait a second. Did I just feel bad for this dude?
Yeah, I agree. I prefer the compassion Thanos. I know I understand people who just like villains who are just evil just to be evil, but I like me have some villains who are like human too. Like,
and
it just depends.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I like the fucked up reason why people become villains. Because to me that's more real. Because in real life we do have villains and they have fucked up reasons. The reason why whatever they're doing, whether it's Hitler, whether it's Stalin, whether it's either rapists or blah blah blah.
Yes, Mark Zuckerberg is evil as shit.
But even though it's fucked up, it's more interesting to study and look at villains that are more compassionate and more like, oh, I have a reason for doing it, and it's like fucked up and it's wrong in a sense, but it's still those are more interesting to me to read, at least.
As far as Thanos' relationship with death and the way he views himself in the comics were done pretty well. I kind of feel like him being evil just for the sake of pleasing death is funny because his moniker is the Mad Titan.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like watching him rip organs out of the Hulk and stuff like that and annihilate it almost half the. That's like.
And then she don't even want him. That's the funny part.
Yeah, because it's overwhelming, overwhelming.
Didn't she fuck
overwhelming evil?
Yep.
Yep.
Wow.
That's why it's so funny. I was like, come on, man. Deadpool got your girl.
Deadpool smashed Dev like.
Okay. Okay. That was fun. I thought who likes who? Which Thanos more? But your point. You have anything more you want to add on Thanos, or are we gonna go into David?
Oh, that's cool. David, go.
Okay, David. Number 2, bro. Who's your number 2?
My turn. All right. I don't know if you guys know him very well. I was because I was tied between this guy and another one of my favorite villains as well. But I love villains who are villains simply because it's their duty to their family.
Okay.
And there's no one who matches that.
No.
There's nobody who matches that more than Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Go on. Keep going.
Because his whole
I need to know if you're a book reader or if you've only watched the show.
I've done both.
Okay, continue.
Okay. And,
Wait a minute, Val. Are you about to get in your bag for a second?
that's why.
Let him continue, and then we can have the conversation.
The reason why I love him is because he's not doing what he's like when he killed off most of the Stark family. He didn't kill the Stark family because he has some vendetta or he hates them. He killed them because they were gonna match him in influence and power. We can't have that because we're the Lannisters and we should be on top. So whatever it takes for us to be on top, that's what we're gonna do. So that means that the Stark family has to die. Well, fuck them. The Stark family has to die. That's a very different villain motivation than most other villain motivations, and that's why I love him. He ain't doing it because he has something against you. He's doing it because he's trying to preserve himself. That's a different situation. That's called politics. That's not villainy at that point.
And who are you? The proud Lord said, that I may bow so low. Those words are the beginning words to the song of Castle Lee Rock's anthem. All right. And that's because these motherfuckers took out an entire goddamn house. All the cousins, all the babies, all the nieces, all the nephews, all the second uncles, brothers, cousins, nephews, dogs, horses, manure pile. Like every goddamn thing, they were wiped off the fucking planet. And their sigil was the Red Lion. Not too dissimilar from the Golden Lion of the Lannisters. I'm not going to say you're wrong. I was thinking about it. I wanted to, but he has some selfish desires later, but it all stems from watching his father get shit on because he couldn't pay his debts. Like, that's really what all this comes from. This man watched every little bit of the Lannister name get sold off piece by piece because his father couldn't do shit. So this dude became so fucking hard that by the time he was 23, he had wiped an entire fucking family off the goddamn map.
Yo, Val.
What's up?
Now I got a question. Bro, why don't you cover Game of Thrones on your channels, my dude?
Because it's not on yet.
Right? No, but seriously, that type of villain motivation is what is to me one of the most interesting ones because he's not doing it out of fear or anger or spite or
this is where you lose me because he does a lot out of fear, especially later in the series when the Lannisters are actually fucking broke. All the moves he does against the Starks are out of fear. You said it himself. They can't have somebody coming up and rising in equal power. Tywin Lannister got very afraid for the legacy because he had two fucking kids that fuck each other and one that's a goddamn imp monster with two different eyes. All right? He knows the legacy of the Lannisters is fucked. So he needed to do something to keep that elevation where it is by bringing other people down. That's some real crab in a barrel bullshit.
It is. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with you, but
man, that family is fucked up. When you say it like I was like, ugh.
No, it is.
These niggas in charge.
I ain't going to argue with you.
That.
I guess what I love about it is that it's such a different motivation from other motivations. Because I heard motivation where you're evil for the sake of being evil, or you're evil because your bitch died, or what the fuck ever. But when you tell me that you're evil because fuck this, my family has to stay on top.
No, I guess
wait. So this is, I don't know if this came up yet, but this is evil out of responsibility.
Right.
Exactly.
Is there okay? Has there been somebody like this on the list so far?
Yeah, I like this choice because the Tywin Lannister is one like shit. Cersei Lannister might be worse, but that's because she fucks her brother. Like that's But Tywin, I really think about it.
I'll put it to you like this: like, let's say, hypothetically speaking, of course, totally not going to happen. But let's say you were like in this situation because this is like your family has this like the secret, and like for like it's your responsibility to commit like heinous acts like blowing up planes or collapsing buildings, because if you don't help do this, something about blah 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 balance, blah 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 fate of the world. So you have to be evil because your responsibility. Who could sit there and go through with that?
I could.
Dang.
I've done worse for less.
Bro, are we discovering that Valen is secretly a savage?
You know what? Because I think people told me like if I just knew this to be true and like blah 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 balance, number of people on the planet, who cares, right? You just got to like sink yachts every now and then or something, you know, like blow up elevators. Who cares? Like just to, you know, and you had to do it. If you told me
leave elevators out of this.
If you told me if I don't do this, worse stuff would happen. I'm like, okay, well, damn, you know, I just have to just evil out of responsibility. I don't know. It's interesting. It's an interesting concept.
Yeah. I really like it. Like that's definitely a good take. Especially like I could go in on Tywin Lannister. I actually really like him as a character.
I am. Please don't, because I had to mute because I'm avoiding spoilers.
I got you. I'll be quiet then. No worries.
All hail the Lannister household.
Okay, that's
fuck you. Ours is the Fury, bitch. Baratheons, golden age of Westeros. Don't fuck with me on that.
Yo, the Baratheons can suck my dick. Lannister's all that.
Whoa.
Yo, guys.
Sorry.
We're gonna go on your sixth path. You're next. Give me number 2.
All right, since I gotta go, but I'm gonna give you my final 2 villains. Is that all right?
Yeah, just give me both of them.
All right, so I got Megatron and the Shredder.
Dope.
First. I think
which Megatron?
Sixth Path just got the MVP award. All
right, I gotta give it to the comics Megatron, bro. Because look, the one in the movie was cool, but he was just too much of a savage for me, and that's wild for me.
Yo, hold on, real. Yo, Sixth Path, bro. You literally just won the stream with those two.
I had to show love to the cartoons, bro. Come on,
what's your two? Megatron and who else?
Shredder.
Shredder? Oh yeah, you got it.
And look,
you did it, bro. You got it. You
won.
Damn.
You said Megatron and the Shredder, bro. That's it.
That's solid. I don't think nobody's gonna like my last choice. My middle choice would be okay.
But that being said, your Sixth Path, bro, they keep coming through, man.
All right, peace, y'all.
Peace, be well, man.
All right, peace.
Stony, number 2, bro.
Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians.
Oh, wow.
That was dope.
Bro,
no, he might have won the screen.
You know what?
He might have won the screen.
Yo, Stony, if there's one thing that makes a villain for me, is a hell of a good theme song.
Right?
You gonna like my other one.
So. If you're gonna say a villain, a good theme song makes a great villain, then you better be talking about Scar. Be prepared to one of the greatest songs of all time.
That's my favorite Disney villain.
Because I don't say a good villain has a theme song, because they could be villains that exist like in books or whatever, they don't have a video medium to them, right? So there is no music. But what I'm saying is like if you exist in some form where like, and there's like the production is everything, the acting, the soundtrack. So like if you're a good villain, you not only need, like I'm saying, in the production, like your voice actor or your actor better be on point. Your character that's assigned to you that play when you show up better be good. You better like it needs to all be good. Cause like you know what I'm saying, yeah. But in that nature, a good villain has a good theme song. Cause nothing's more powerful than when you hear. You know, like he was like, yeah, this nigga's a villain. Like, so that's what I don't necessarily mean. Like, of course, a villain cannot have a theme song and be a dope villain, but Cruella de Vil has a dope theme song, bro. It says it in the song, but if she doesn't scare you, nothing
will.
Nothing will.
Man, I was watching this shit the other day, and I was like, man, it's something wrong with this shit.
This girl was so fucking insane. She wanted to wear dogs.
I was like, Jesus. Like, and she was like looking at, I was like, you looking at these motherfuckers and you still want to do shit? I was like, this bitch, she all the way out of there.
She evil.
Yeah.
She extra evil, bro.
I was like, what's her backstory? They need to do a Cruella DeVille backstory movie.
Damn, right?
I need to see where this little girl came from.
No. Wait, you've seen the Cruella DeVille backstory movie? It's called The Devil Wears Prada.
Oh shit. I like that.
That's funny. I seen that.
Yeah, that's
She a bitch in there. That would make sense. I was like, God damn. So she was just one bad day. Then she just started wearing dogs and shit. I was like, God damn.
Yep. She killed her husband.
Wait. I just came back. Wait, what did I just hear?
Never look back.
He said Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
You just started wearing dogs because she had a bad day. Damn.
No.
I was making a joke about it because he said for them Devil Wears Prada.
Oh, okay.
And she was the actor was in that movie too.
Yeah, okay.
That'd be fucked up if that was.
You're actually next. Give me your number 2.
Who?
You're actually next, Z-Boy.
Oh, shoot. Man. David from Gargoyles, bro.
Oh, you watch Gargoyles, my nigga?
Yes, that nigga is fire.
So fucking late to watch that shit, dog. Man,
his fucking plans, bro. His fucking plans with heat.
Wait, that's Thanatos, right? Like, just so I can remember. Like, that's the human dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. He put up such a great match against the fucking Gargoyles. The freaking Gargoyles are freaking superhuman too. That shit crazy. His fucking plans were crazy. Like every single plan, bro.
Man, that show was so fucking good.
Yeah,
that was a damn good show.
It looks so dark and shit. I like the atmosphere. I was like, oh shit.
They were supposed to like revamp
that. Made me not want to go outside when I was Ludo at night. I was like, I'm not going out. The Gargoyles might get me.
I'm gonna hit you guys on my stuff.
No, that was the first gothic cartoon series I've ever watched. That was the first gothic cartoon series.
Way back when, yeah.
Well,
hold on. I'm gonna hit you guys on my second one. So, like I said, so evil for the sake of evil. I can't think of nobody else. And not necessarily. And keep in mind, like you can be outright evil, and this guy proves this, and not necessarily be a bad person. You just evil because you want to be evil. And I picked Chase Young from Shaolin Showdown. This nigga.
Hey, yo, I was thinking about that too.
Man.
This nigga was evil. He wanted to be evil. He had no qualms with being evil. But at the same time, he still had his own beliefs. He's like, I'm not about to stop being evil. It's just right now, I don't feel like doing this. So he's not about to be like, oh, I'm just gonna go do this because no. He's like, yeah, I'm so evil, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just wanted to fight you. I'm about to leave now. This time, you know, like yeah. But he was dope. He was dope, bro. He was all about the martial arts and shit. All his techniques. I don't remember the name of none of them because it was like monkey scratching pole and shit like that. But
yeah, it was. I think there were actual names of like old school kung fu things that like you wouldn't, because that's like the name they do it. Like monkeys.
You're fighting tiger.
Yeah, and then mantis riding tiger. Some shit like that.
Yeah, bro. I remember there was one point when him and Omi were fighting. They were saying all these techniques on the bro. I'm convinced y'all just making this shit up, bro. I'm convinced, but y'all just saying shit now.
All right. Can I get my second?
Wave's next actually.
Oh, all right.
Valen didn't give his second, did you?
Yeah, no, I didn't even get my second.
Wait, you did?
No.
Oh shit!
Oh, terrible on us. Agent 47.
That's okay. This is actually going to be really quick anyway, because I doubt anybody's going to have a lot to add. But if we're talking about villains, I like to think of people that change the scope of villainy in everything, and it's from a movie since we're allowing those, and it's James Cagney's portrayal of Scarface in Public Enemy. I know it's a movie many of you have maybe heard of, but probably not seen. But it was the first depiction of the anti-hero or the bad guy being the hero, and it did such a good job that's the reason like the cool gangster even became a thing at all, and that's why villainy became cool in the first place. Like they actually, the FBI made movies with James Cagney to try and stem the appeal he gave Scarface, and they couldn't do it. Like Angels with Dirty Faces is an amazing movie, but it doesn't compare to Scarface. It doesn't compare to that role in Public Enemy, and it brought about this huge revolutionary change where you could have a villain lead a story, where you can have a villain be sympathetic, where you can have the bad guy be the good guy. You know what I mean? And for that, I believe he has to be mentioned in something like this, because you wouldn't have any of these characters you're talking about if there wasn't that first depiction of evil being awesome in media that was allowed.
Wow, that was dope. Yeah, for 100%. I agree with that.
I agree.
He wasn't even going to be casted for the role. He at first it was going to be Woods, but then they switched it. So imagine because Jim Cagney played that perfectly.
So fucking well. Hell yeah.
Wow. Damn. Yeah. Well, that was the history lesson, man. Okay.
I watch Public Enemy too. Public Enemy is damn. I didn't expect anyone to say James Cagney.
Never expect what you think you can expect from me.
Man. It's impossible, bro. Always. But yo, Wave. So you're actually up next. So who's your last one? Number 3.
Oh well, the type of villain I picked for this one is villain by birth. Like the very existence of your being is evil. So and I would can be seen as evil. And that's Galactus.
Ooh, wait a minute. That's interesting. Let's talk about Galactus.
Who?
Wait a minute. Hold on, because let me make my argument for. I just want to say that nigga do gotta eat though.
Exactly.
That's what I was about to say. I was thinking, it's like, well, that.
I mean, like, I'm not condoning what he does.
He have a choice if he wants to live.
Yeah.
And that's why his very existence is villainy.
Man, Galactus. Oh, bro, I'm not look. Galactus showed up like, bro, you ain't about to eat my planet. Fuck you, bro. Let's fight. But like at the other hand, I get
sympathy for him because you understand that he has to eat everything that everybody, but his existence is threatening.
Yeah. How y'all feel about Galactus, man?
Nah. Galactus is a piece of shit, and
David, you understand that he's still a being, whether he's cosmic or not. He still needs to consume.
I feel you, but there are certain people who just shouldn't exist. That's
not his fault that he exists.
But Galactus exists because he's an embodiment. Like all the celestial beings in Marvel, there's like love, there's hate, there's death, etc. Galactus exists because he's the embodiment of hunger. So if there was no Galactus, there would be no hunger.
All right. I mean, if we're gonna justify it like that.
Like without death, if death didn't exist, there would be no death, etc. But but that's only in Marvel. In the Marvel world, concepts like hunger, death, rage, they exist as cosmic beings that are old as fuck, and they just do what they do. So Galactus, he exists because hunger exists. Because every living thing needs to eat, so that's why Galactus exists. In some way, every living thing needs to consume something else, and he's the manifestation of that itself. Because we even talk about plants. Plants consuming sunlight. Animals consume plants. Animals consume each other. Animals consume us. Everything. There's no way you could get around it. Everything that is alive needs to consume something else that is alive. So Galactus represents that. And it's the hypocrisy of humanity. It's like, well, if we do the same shit that he's doing. So it's like, but when he comes like, yo, I'm here to eat you, we like, yo, we got a problem with that. I don't know. It reminds me of this person's clearly not the villain, but Yusuke from Yu Yu Hakusho. There was one point he was interacting with this one demon, and Yusuke's like, bro, man, I can smell people on your breath, but you told me you don't eat people. Now keep in mind, I'm not mad that you eat people. I'm mad that you lied to me because I get the fact, bro, you have to eat people, so I'm not going to hold that against you. But it made you. But the human next to Yusuke was like, yo, you just said, yo, you eat people. I get it. You might want to leave my property because who said shit like that?
That's funny.
But think about it. Like, who says shit like that? How many would be like, yeah, man, now you eat people. That's cool. I understand. You got to eat people. You got to eat me. That's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Galactus isn't a person.
Such a great character. But anyways, go ahead.
Yeah, nah. Galactus has to consume or he'll die. So,
damn, that nigga's been alive for like a long fucking time, bro. Damn, you don't get full. You don't even like. You don't get the item.
God damn.
You don't get the item.
That chair's so fucking dope. I was like, this nigga just sit down and just fuck shit up.
Oh man. But yo, Florian, number 3.
It's gonna be silly, but I'm gonna stand by it. I'm going with Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz is the good guy. He's the villain.
Man, his backstory is so fucking sad. I was like, God damn, man.
Eric wasn't there for his birth, bro. What the?
Hold on, wait. Let's hear him out. What's up, man?
All right. So, again, I like to see the little compelling backstory. He's been through some shit. Like, he's neglected as a kid. His parents don't love him. He never had nothing ever positive ever happened to him. So I never blamed him for wanting to do that negative because all he known his whole life was negativity.
Word.
And plus, that nigga got a cool ass jingle.
Yo, he lost. He lost the poetry contest.
Hold on. If we want to talk about, let's talk. Not only is all that true, but Doofenshmirtz actually has ability. This nigga can build anything in Nader. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Like he's hella capable, bro. By the end of the day, this nigga, he would have an idea. By the end of the day, he will have a device to enact that idea. It just gets stopped by the platform. It was going to do what he wanted it to do. You got to think about it. That nigga has ability, bro.
Hey, guys. I actually disagree with the take of because you've only known negative, therefore you're going to do negative. I disagree with that because if once again, it kind of goes back to that integrity thing I was saying. If you were raped and you then become a rapist to inflict that pain on somebody else, you're a bigger piece of shit than the guy who raped you because you know how that feels.
Listen. Dr. Doofenshmirtz was forced to be a garden gnome for 3 years. He lost in a poetry contest to a baking soda volcano, and he's the only nigga on the planet.
Okay, I'm back. I just had to take my dog.
Everything worse happened to him. Like, Jesus, how many hits L's can you take? And he still got the confidence to try to come up with a plan, do something. I was like, God damn, he's still coming outside.
Doofenshmirtz had it bad, bro.
Yo, bro. His mother wasn't there for his birth. You know what that takes?
Yeah. I mean, y'all ain't wrong. You're not wrong.
Oh Lord, bro, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, that nigga.
So whoever said that won the stream. That's the
who said what? I'm just coming back.
No. Florian said Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
That's hilarious.
Dr. Doofenshmirtz from Phineas and Ferb.
Okay.
Yeah. David, you next. Yo, David.
Oh, me. Sorry.
Yeah.
My third one. I'm gonna say it because nobody else asked, and I'm kind of disappointed you guys for making me have to say this. Sosuke Aizen from Bleach.
Yeah.
Yo, Sosuke Aizen, bro.
I guess.
Yeah, he's dope. And when we found out he was a villain, that's one scene so cold.
Hold on. Yeah. I feel like this. Isaac got a theme song. When that nigga like, yo, that's how you knew that nigga was about to do it.
Bro, he has one of the greatest anime transformations of all time. He has one of the greatest anime. He took off his glasses, slipped back his hair. Different nigga.
Bro, Aizen is the anime Superman in every way.
Bro, no. But honestly, the reason why I love him is his motivation for doing what he's doing. Think about it. The reason why he's doing what he's doing, because he's like, hey guys, Soul Society, have a question. You know that we answer to the Soul King, right? Right? We know that we gotta do this for a Soul King. Who is the Soul King? Exactly. We don't know who we're working for. CEO. That's where we taking orders from.
Off.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry, I was laughing.
I'm just like, good God. Like,
This man talking
he
about
gets so
Super
hyped.
Saiyan 3.
So that's me here or there.
Aizen, bro. When did you think I wasn't using my Sonkan Genjutsu?
Right. No, my favorite scene was when he dropped 5 captains at the same time. When he was like, yo, like when he made Momo, which by the way, I'm so sorry for Momo because Momo gets it's not her fault. It's never.
And you know what? And this is so, man. Like, I'm thinking, man, this shit is dope. I'm reliving this in my head, and I'm like, bro, what the? It's so disappointing, man. Like, cause that shit was so fire.
Right. Yeah, that shit hurts when you think about it.
Wasn't at one point when Bleach was just so fucking fire?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that all had to do with
And then Kubo happened.
No.
That Kubo happened.
No, Kubo didn't happen. Shonen Jump telling him exactly what happened. Shonen Jump walked in and said, "We have 45 chapters. Get this shit done."
When freaking Aizen had stabbed her through the chest with no emotion, that was one of the biggest what the fuck happened in anime to me, bro.
How like this dude Aizen, like they let go like his left pinky and like his ear, and he released so much power they couldn't stand it.
Right? No, dude, guys. Actually, one of the dopest scenes was when he dropped 5 captains at the same time. When he thought, when he used essentially his genjutsu on Momo.
He was taking off those arms.
Everybody attacked Momo, and then everybody was like, "Oh!" And then Ichigo's like, "What y'all niggas doing?" By the time he did that, Toshiro already pierced her through the chest, and he just rolled by. "So guys, what?" Oh,
he gets a bitch ass award for that. He's kind of sitting there like, "Hey guys, hey, sorry, that was my impression of Ichigo watching Momo get the shit kicked out of her by 6 captains."
Hey guys.
Ichigo was stupid for that, bro.
Right?
He should have said something like earlier.
Guys, I don't want to be rude, but you're murdering a little girl, so like.
No, but that's not even. But that's just one of the. What makes him dope? But also, what makes him dope is his planning. His planning for me made him dope. When you made the Espada, when he created the Espada, he created the Espada with the Soul Society in mind. Each one of them was created to counteract the Soul Society. Listen, they had a Rancor who had Wonder Wings, who literally has like extreme autism. Like he has autism level 8, but his whole creation.
What the fuck?
No, for real. His whole power was called Extinguisher, meaning his power was to stop the first squad captain. That was his job. Run defense on that man. That's his job. Hold that man.
Lock him down.
He got 2-piece. Don't mistake that shit. He got hit with them 2 hard.
Wait, we talking about
Wonder Wise went sideways. Don't forget that shit.
Wait, we talking Wonder Wise just now?
Yeah.
Didn't Wonder Wise get 2-piece?
Yeah, he did. No, that's not my point. My point was the power that Wonder Wise had.
It was made the whole Yamamoto, but he was gravely underestimating with Yamamoto.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Gravely.
Yeah.
But you know what? See, I don't get it. That's what I want to know. How the hell did Aizen underestimate Yamamoto, but Dr. Gero overestimated Goku in the Saiyan saga and made 17 and 18? Like, bro, you tried to kill Goku in the Saiyan saga, and you made 17 and 18. I don't get that, bro.
It's called not
that was
taking
over. But that was over ago. Keep in mind, he didn't know what the fuck Super Saiyan was. That nigga made them to kill Goku after he fought Vegeta. I was like,
That's
What?
because he did math. Like, no, he did the math.
You know how
He's like, well,
strong, no, you know how strong 17 and 18 were compared to Goku when he fought Vegeta?
yeah, oh no, they're fucking ridiculously stronger. Like, it's not even a fair fight.
Yeah.
There's a reason there's a whole universe where they killed everybody.
Man, they was fucking Gohan up. Oh
Yeah,
Android
they was giving him the works.
With that being said, yo, Valen, you're next. So who's number 3 for you?
Shueisha. I forgot my. Damn it, I did a whole face and everything, forgetting my mic was off. Let me do that again. Shueisha.
This nigga, wow.
Wait. Well, who's Shueisha?
What's up?
The producers of Shonen Jump.
Oh, wow. All right.
Everybody, the people that copyright, the people that stole Joy Boy's car, the people that
That's a crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about you?
No, I'm joking. That's
Wait, Shueisha actually your number 3?
no. It was just
Okay, I'm about to say, yeah, but let's hear it. Let's hear what's going on.
it'd be easy to say, but
we're all friends.
shit, my third. Damn, I kicked myself out my brain with that one. I may be a little too up. Who else can go before me right now?
Stoney.
All right, Stone, you go on ahead now. Give me a minute.
All right.
Kick myself
All right,
back
this
before
is
I-
this one. It's another Disney one. It's Clayton from Tarzan.
The nigga that tried to kill him. Fuck
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I remember seeing that in the movies. I was like, man, what's wrong with this nigga? And he's trying to kill Tarzan. She was like, man, there's something not right with this man.
He tried to shoot Tarzan, who's a person. I'm like, bro, this is like a crime.
Like, goddamn, he was gonna kill all the ass. I was like, oh shit, gorilla, you want gorillas that bad, my nigga? I was like,
What do you
fuck
even
these
want?
poachers. Huh?
What did he even want the gorillas for?
I don't know. I thought they just killed gorillas and use their skin and fur or something
Yeah,
like that.
for
I don't know
money.
what the fuck.
Yeah, it was money. It was
I don't
all
know if
about
gorilla meat is good. I don't fucking know. I don't think it is. But
Yeah.
I guess some
I'd
niggas
eat
fucking
it.
eating gorilla meat.
I'd eat it.
And some of them were gonna get put in
Wow.
cages and shipped to Zeus.
Yeah, fuck that shit. That nigga's a bitch. Tarzan and the homie.
Man, he killed Kerjak. When I seen that shit, I was like, oh man, you killed his dad. Oh man. That shit hit me. I was like, oh man, that's fucked up. Now you gonna whoop
Fuck
your
up-
ass.
fuck up how
Then
they-
when he hung himself, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, that was hard for Disney. Like,
Yeah, when I seen that little kid, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
that nigga hung like a nigga.
fuck
Oh
up
man.
how the gorilla died protecting
the
the
shadows
human.
and shit.
Huh? Like
Yeah.
the gorilla died protecting the human from the human. That's kind of fucked up, huh?
Yeah, that is.
That's what love is. So
Yeah. Son. I was like, oh man, that is your kid. You said in the beginning of the movie that you ain't his son, but now look at you. That's your son, nigga.
yeah, and you dead to prove it.
Good. Fucking God. That doesn't what happened to mom, man. That should make me sad.
All right, I got my
Clayton.
just.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Val. Go for it.
My third is Genova / Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What? Damn, I didn't even hear that at all. What was it?
Genova / Sephiroth from Final
Oh.
Fantasy.
Oh yeah, Steph. Oh.
Hold on, and then hold on.
Man.
Before you go to that point, what did I say about theme songs?
What?
Oh, that shit so. I'm about to
What
play
did I
the
say
shit
about
after we
theme
done.
songs? The ones with theme songs. What did I say? Bro,
Oh, that shit's so fucking raw.
bro, when I'm playing like Final Fantasy or the City or Kingdom Hearts, and
They
I'm fighting
got
this
so
nigga
many
going
good
like-
fucking. The openness, the soundtrack, always fucking good.
Oh man, that's for
Square Enix be doing they shit, man.
Let's talk about how this nigga bodied everybody he ever fought, bro. Let's talk about
Whoa,
how this nigga-
whoa.
He bodied at least twice.
And that there's some contextual stuff y'all might not be getting.
You play Crisis Core?
The Sephiroth, yes, I play Crisis Core. The
Oh,
Sephiroth
that man.
in Final Fantasy VII, the one that we used to do all the crazy shit in real time, not in the flashbacks. That's not Sephiroth. That's Genova taking Sephiroth's form. That's why when he cuts off pieces of himself, it leaves Genova projects behind.
Oh.
Sephiroth died and was trying to be kept alive by Hojo because Hojo's that dude for that. And eventually Genova got out and took over his body. He got out and then took over and went to get Jenova because Jenova was calling him because he has the kind of cells and whatnot due to Hojo's experiments. And eventually he pulled Jenova out of there and they became the same being. But Jenova, being the world eater that she is, just completely took over. And that's what we see in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
when I play Final Fantasy games, I skip the cutscenes. I just want to get to the fights.
No, that's fine.
Those some of the best fights, man. I was like, this nigga with this long ass katana, man. Each time I fought him on Kingdom Hearts, I never beat this nigga. On PlayStation, I never beat this nigga. I was like, who are you, Sephiroth?
I got it once. It took me, I feel like 7,000 tries, and like,
I beat him. Last night. That was the first time I ever beat him.
Real?
That was the first time I ever beat him.
I got videos on my channel, me manhandling on Sephiroth every time I fight him in Kingdom Hearts. But like,
man, that's for some reason.
Let me
like this motherfucker.
But no, Sephiroth doesn't harm me, bro. Like, also, he's absurdly powerful, bro. Like it's not a villain, it's not even a villain to be powerful, bro. It's like, damn, man.
He's in the same vein as the fuck, who were we talking about? Like iRobot and Thanos, compassionate MCU Thanos, where I must kill you to save you. Like, but that's what the narrative is driven. But the truth is, throughout all the games and the movies and stuff, you see that it's actually Jenova pushing the agenda for planet obliteration, because that's what she does. She goes to a planet, the planet explodes, the pieces of her fly to different planets, the planets explode, the pieces of her fly to different planets, lather, rinse, repeat. Geneva's a world eater, absolutely without question, and she ended up here, and the reason there wasn't a total fucking shit show conquest is because of our great heroes.
Cloud.
Mr. Buster Blader. Whatever the fuck is
Cloud, Nanaki, who I refuse to use his slave name.
What's his slave name?
Red 13.
Oh.
His name's yeah, don't forget that. Remember that shit.
All right. So I guess I'll wrap it up there. Because see, this is interesting because I have characters I want to talk about, but I didn't want to put them on my list because it's like
I didn't go.
I said Joker.
Oh wait, damn, Z-Boy, you didn't go. Go ahead, Z-Boy. My bad. Yo, Z-Boy.
Yo, when y'all talking about freaking villains, bro, this character has everything that y'all say y'all like. He has a theme. He has multiple character motivations. He has probably the best written go from bad to good story of all time. And for me personally, I think he's one of the best written characters ever. Walter White from Breaking Bad.
Yo.
Oh man.
Monster. Fuck yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like that.
Right, that's fair.
That nigga was on it.
When he cut his hair and he started giving those fucking speeches, and we started talking, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, nah. Walter White was the truth.
Like his whole plan at the end. Like, I'm not trying to spoil anything, just because we never know who's going to be watching. But his whole plan with the car at the end was like fucking dope. Like was like, oh my god. Like that really happened, and then
I'm up at the point where he let the chick suffocate, and I was like,
yeah, that's what I was thinking about with Jesse. I was like, you know how bad that's gonna hurt him. I was like, I felt that shit. I was like, come on, man, you can't do that. He's like a son to you, dog.
Because
hold on,
yo, every son pays his dues, all right? Every son pays his dues.
You forget she was fucking up their money, so
that's
true. I
true.
understand that. But still, I wouldn't want to hurt my son like that.
She was holding information of you, trying to keep you.
He could have found another way.
No, yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, nigga's a villain though. So I want it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy because he's so human and relatable, but at the same time, he's so villainous.
Yeah, that whole scene is like
what's relatable to him is the fact that he's a human who turned into a piece of shit. And we all know humans who became pieces of shit.
No, not just that. Not just that. You know, you can understand the name with the family, and also he felt like he could also no. Listen. Also, I know about the other self-serving thing too. Also, he felt like, you know, that he wasn't special, and a lot of people can like sympathize and relate to that. Me personally too. Like at times where I feel like the world is like kicking you down, and like, you know, he just put it in a very villainous way, you know.
Right. Oh, also, no. I hate to go into almost like a political tirade here, but Breaking Bad says a lot about our medical system when it costs so much to get an operation done that motherfucker has to turn into a meth dealer in order to gain the money to save his wife. That's
the number one rated show in America.
Well, hold on, but you also got to realize there was a lot of things at Walters that he wasn't mad at himself for. At least to the point I realized, like, there's a lot of things that like he didn't do. You know, he decided to take the safe route, become a teacher.
Yeah.
All his friends are now making millions of dollars and stuff, and he's on a teacher's income. You know what I mean? So like a lot of regret. It's his own bad decisions. He's admitted this himself. You know? Right. Yeah, basically, he should, with his experience and his knowledge, he shouldn't be at the point where he can't afford to take care of his wife and Joe. So he feels failed in that aspect.
Yeah.
Dave, what was the first thing you? Sorry. This is for my memory because I wrote this down and I can't remember why. So, what was the first thing you said? Like the reason for your first villain?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Mine?
Yeah.
Because treachery, deceit. I hate it, but that's a very good villain motivation.
No, who was?
Mine was Obito Uchiha.
I know. Okay, then maybe it was your second, and I fucked it up myself. What was your second motivation?
The second one was because of duty. Because of duty and responsibility. Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones.
All right, I fucked it up. Then continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, because it was.
I apologize for the interruption, everybody.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
No, you good. Mine were Obito, Tywin, and Aizen.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, what the fuck was he was kind of a bitch though. I mean, like he did what he needed to do.
Sorry, I remember now. I remember what I want to say. You can't. This goes back to what he said about when this is you can't say that something because this is what he wanted to do to begin with. He just needed the catalyst to do it. He always wanted to be a big baller shot caller. Do you know how deep a part of him he touched when he looked that man in the face and said, "Say my name."
Goddamn right.
Like that.
You may want to go watch Breaking Bad right now.
Yeah. From what I could tell, it was a lot of his own regret and insecurities that turned him into what he was. He was just using his life sickness as a bullshit excuse because he didn't feel his life.
Back to what Dave said. I knew
there was the fullest. I mean, but you know that's true. That's true. Anyway, yeah, no, Walter White definitely. But okay, so my last one is that nigga Donkey Doflamingo. That nigga's like a villain. That nigga's just a villain. And bro, like you know this nigga a villain when like the dude who you know this nigga's here to get revenge on you and this means like this is like what he's here for. And he's standing over your body and you bleed up in the mouth. You had your lungs exploding. And you like, hey, yo, law. You remember that nigga Tarzan? Kill that nigga, man. Yeah, fuck that nigga. I had fuck you, fuck him. I killed my daddy. Like I'm like
his own dead head severed and say, fuck, man.
Carry that bitch to marriage. Like, understand that.
This nigga
he was evil off rip. I was like, God damn.
And this nigga, like, this gotta keep in mind, this dude was born a god in the world he lives in. He's 8 years old and he becomes a peasant. He's like, no, fuck.
No. He was forced into peasantry by his
dad because he wanted to give it up.
Like that's
forced into peasantry, but like even on top of that, he goes like this dude. Okay, so keep in mind, I get it. Like you're literally a god now. You're a peasant. You blame your dad. Your mom's sick. People hate you. Cool, kill your dad. But then this nigga killed his brother for like literally no reason. told the nigga who's getting revenge.
No, he killed his brother for being a traitor. Like that's just the life.
Yeah, that's how he felt. Like his brother snitched him out.
I get that, but keep in mind, he wasn't trading. He wasn't being a traitor. He was trying to stop. Like
what's going
on? Hold on, time out. What is that?
Wherever you go.
What is that?
That's Flo.
Oh, Flo.
Flo, mute your mic real quick.
Okay, so no. I mean, yeah, he's being a traitor, but the only Coruscant was doing, he wasn't like trying to sell out Doflamingo to the government. Oh no, actually, he was doing that. But on top of that, but the thing he was really trying to do, he was trying to save Law's life. Like if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, Law was sick. He's like, this fruit can stop you from being sick. That's all he was really trying to do. Doflamingo, despite all that, still fucking shot him.
But you gonna use Law after that to make him immortal?
Like Doflamingo had no need for more. That nigga was evil. He knew he was evil. He wanted to be evil. Like he wanted to, and that was the whole thing that I was saying with every other character. That nigga just straight up wanted to be evil, like to the point where the nigga who's coming to avenge your brother's death by trying to kill you. You're on you're laughing as he's like, I'm coming to kill you because it's funny to you. You don't give a fuck. You don't even care. Bro. He's like, bro, really?
That is crazy. I thought he's gonna be emotional during that fight. So I was like, he just don't get. I was like, oh shit, this nigga is ruthless.
And if you can,
like, I don't give a fuck.
And then he told us, bro, I had fun killing this nigga, bro. I do it again. I don't give a fuck, bro. You mad? Do something about it. Like, man, like that nigga's just evil. Don Quixote Doflamingo was like just a straight up like villain.
Like, God damn.
Like he was just to the point. Bro, this nigga, he's such a villain. Here's what I'm saying. But like when I like he doesn't. There's nothing Doflamingo really wants to gain. I mean, sure he might do something, but you remember before he was doing the smiles, he was heavy into human trafficking, and then he was like, yeah, I'm done with that now. That's boring. I'm gonna start doing this devil fruit shit. And then he gave it up. He didn't care. He was like, bro, whatever. It's over.
Don't sleep on the fact that like that when he killed Corazon, it was one of the few times that dude was not smiling nothing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that meant some shit to him. Like, let's be real. Like, I don't want to like say that he's not evil because this dude really is. But when he killed his brother, that was real shit to him. He had to do it. He knew where he was at because he's 110% about that life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like it doesn't. You can't say that like he just killed his brother and it didn't mean shit. Like he might have said that to Aegon Law, but when he did that shit, like that dude walked away damn near crying. Like he didn't. It was just one of the few times you didn't see him laughing. Like and was for real. Just
that's the closest you're gonna get to see Doflamingo crying.
Yeah,
but like
right.
even when to like his own
Unless
lover Viola. Even to the point where like his own lover Viola's trying to kill him, he's still laughing. He's like, bro, like you bad. He's like, you bad. He's still laughing. This is his lover trying to kill him. It's like he's still,
yeah, exactly. That's why his reaction to Corazon's death is even more poignant, I think. But yeah, continue.
Yo, how did Doflamingo nab Viola? You think he just threatened her, or you think she? I don't know.
Dude, are you kidding me? He's rich. He got money. You see them abs? He's like 9'2".
Yeah, but Viola is nice.
Yeah. So he like objectively, like I wouldn't want to compete with somebody for a chick that looked like that dude. I'm like, nah, you can have it, bro. I'm not even. Go ahead. Like I'm not gonna try and like.
She's dead if she refuses.
That's. I mean, maybe
she had to walk past Pika's like, oh shit. It's like, yeah, you're going down. Burger's like, yeah, go in the room with him, girl.
Doesn't that mean that Sanji Doflamingo's girl?
Wait, what?
Yeah, what? Doesn't it mean that
I didn't hear you. Sorry.
I said, doesn't it mean that Sanji sold Doflamingo's girl?
A little.
Confirmed.
Yeah.
Kinda, but yeah.
Kinda, yeah. All right.
She like blonde dudes.
Well,
that's the thing.
That's assuming she had a choice to be with Doflamingo in the first place. Like,
she's like, oh, he's an asshole, but this was not. She's like, but he's still blind. That's her thing.
All right, but so
not
everybody don't went through their list. There was one person I asked everybody to refrain from talking about. I kind of want to have a discussion on them. Everybody knows who it is. We're gonna talk about like the Joker for a second. That nigga's a villain. That nigga is like.
I remember you not telling me that. I did want to talk about him.
What now? So, God, what iteration of the Joker are we talking about? Are we talking about the anarchist? Are we talking about the gangster? Which one?
I mean, on a fundamental level, they're all pretty much the same. I mean, I get what you're saying, but like the Joker does things to do it. There is no motive.
Now I gotta ask, how many people know about the Batman Who Laughs?
I know.
Yeah, when he's like choking
Way
him,
up.
like at the end of the book, at the end of the
You said the man who you said the man who
not the Killing Joke, not the Killing.
It's the Batman that pretty much turned into the Joker.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
fucked.
It's the Joker was basically he took over Gotham like he does every now and again. Hey, what's up, buddy? And he lined up entire families and made Bruce relive his childhood trauma over and over again. And eventually he snapped and killed the Joker. And when he died, Joker was already like pretty much 90% dead because of like some toxic shit in his body. But when he died, that released and went into Bruce, and he slowly became the Joker. And the only people who would ever figure it out would be, his team. Like, and so he called them all together and murdered them all with guns. Like the Joker Who Laughs went through multiverses to pick the different most fucked up. Okay, sorry, I forgot. I needed to watch my mouth while he was in here. But the most messed up iterations of the Joker and other heroes and villains from different nightmare fucking dimensions that people don't even know about, and brought them over. Like, y'all got to read into this shit. But that
Valley, you have to send me a link.
That is interesting, but I was talking more along just like the mainstream idea of what the Joker is, what everybody knows the Joker to be. That's more what I was more talking about. Just
what was that one cartoon when like he didn't have shoes on? He had like dreadlocks. That one was funny. What Joker was that?
Yeah, the Batman, and even in there, he's still pretty much the Joker. What I'm talking about is like the concept of the Joker.
Whatever he wants is so cool.
Who doesn't really have a motive? He does things to do it. He doesn't care if he dies. He doesn't care if he gets caught.
The Joker.
Actually, I can't say that.
The Joker with like there's like he is the villain. He's evil for the sake of he exists to be evil.
And hold
on, I'll let you real quick. Like, and I just want to bring that up to like if everybody here's seen The Dark Knight, I'm assuming. Like that one thing. When the Joker burned the money, speaks volumes of what I'm saying, because his whole point, he was like, this isn't about the money, dude. He was like, no. What did he say? He's like, bro, this city needs a better class of criminal. You guys are criminal for profit. That's not what it is. No, you got to be evil just to be evil. That's what he was trying to show. I'm doing this because I can.
The game changing speech, yeah, because he's like, now that Batman's here. You know what I mean? Like, I love that because it's true. Like, now that Batman's here, you can't, like, the game's changed. Like, you have a superhero, a hero at all, really, in Gotham, and he was the first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And equal and opposite. You know what I mean? That's fucking when one force happens, equal and opposite.
An evil equal to Batman's good needs to exist.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that's
there's an equal and opposite reaction to every force, and to Batman's force of good, there has to be the force of evil, and that's what happened when Joker just had one bad day.
And it's not that just that, and he's a genius too. Like that's crazy. I was like, he's that evil, and he's smart. I was like, fuck. I was like, he can make his own toxic gas to fuck people. I was like, that shit's wild.
If you look at how the Joker, everything from like how smart he is to how dangerous. First off, he knows he's a master of clown magic. But I'm not trying to. This isn't like a Joker specs thread. Like what I'm saying is like he could. If Joker could apply all that in the same way Batman applies it, but he doesn't, and he doesn't have a reason for not doing it. You know what I mean? Like his mastery of chemicals. He could all his wacky inventions. Like his fucking like everything. Like he just uses, bro. And here's the thing: sometimes Joker would not do something if it's not fun. Like this nigga would start robbing a bank and be like, "Yo, Batman's not coming up." He's all right, let's leave. Kill all the cops, but let's leave. Let's just go.
Yeah,
don't even do anything.
He would do shit like Batman stopped paying as much attention because he realized that for a little bit. Like Joker was doing things just to get Batman's attention, and then of course Joker realized that Batman realized, and he's like, "Well, you're not gonna ignore me,
man." Like he does a lot of crazy shit. I was like, Jesus, man, there's something wrong with him. Like, fuck.
Joker Joker exists to throw a wrench.
Yo, David, I'm about to let you go next, but there is one episode of the animated series of Batman called "The Man Who Killed Batman." Everybody in Gotham thought some random no-name dude called Sid the Squid killed Batman. Everybody was like, "Well, yeah." Everybody's praising him, sucking his dick, but you killed Batman. Joker finds him, and Joker decides. So basically, long story short, put this dude in the coffin, lock the coffin, and roll it down the conveyor belt into a vat of acid because you killed Batman. What the fuck is wrong with you? So
Yeah.
Joker was like hella upset. I'm like, bro, you went to the eulogy. You had Harley playing a kazoo, bro. This nigga. I'm like, bro, this nigga is evil. Bro. You do this nigga. First off, the dude claimed, bro, I accidentally killed Batman. I didn't try to do it, and because of that, Joker's like, all right, well, you killed Batman, so I'm gonna throw you in the coffin, lock it, and throw you in some acid. I'm like, bro, what? Yeah, I was like, but David, go on. What were you about to say?
Yo, what I was gonna say is, I don't know if we're doing honorable mentions because you guys were talking so much about Joker.
We're about to go to the honorable mentions next.
Yeah, I have something to say about Joker.
The reason why I was going to do honorable mentions is because the voice actor for Joker is also one of the voice actors for my honorable mentions. And
which one? Because I did a pretty good Joker impression for Mark Hamill.
Yeah,
we're about to go. No, the Joker is just that level of evil where it's like even right now, like unless you want to do it yourself, you really. Can you imagine like an evil you couldn't threaten? Like they didn't care if it lost, had nothing to lose, and even if there was something for it to lose, you can't find it.
Yeah, no. Actually, I can't imagine that because I imagine things on the opposite spectrum. Can you imagine a hero that you can't buy off that will not stop, that will not rest until evil's destroyed?
Yeah, that should be annoying as fuck. Like,
but,
especially if they were an unstoppable force. Now you could argue the Joker's probably not an unstoppable force because that nigga could have someone could kill that nigga.
Yeah,
someone could kill
Joker's not.
Yeah,
but then I read a comic book, no dead ass. I read a comic book where the Joker literally died, and Satan was like, "Bro, you gotta go, bro. I'll give you your life back for real, bro."
Yeah, not so heavy down here. You're making me look bad. Get the fuck out.
Dead ass, bro. That the Satan was like, "Bro, I will give you your life back." Because the Joker didn't care that he was being eternally tormented in hell. And she was like, bro, whatever, this is fun. So he was like, are you serious? But this is kind of my whole thing. Like, this is why I do it. It was like, so if you don't care that you're here, you think this is the dopest shit ever, you gotta go, bro.
Do y'all know what the concept of illusory superiority is?
Yes.
Can you explain it for everybody who don't?
It's like everyone thinks we're supposed to be just, or like everyone would like to think that we're just, that we're noble, that people do things for a good cause. The Joker is the exact opposite of that. He says some people are just fucking evil. And what do you come across when you meet someone who's just fucking evil, who just does it because he likes to do it, or because he thinks that this is, or this is his truth?
Someone who's not trying to justify it, someone who doesn't have a reason, they don't care about having a reason.
That exactly, and people not having a reason test their character the more as a hero because you cannot play on the strings of his deceit, on the strings of his feelings.
Yeah, that reminds me of like Michael Myers from the original Halloween. Man, I should have said that.
So hold on. So we about to go into some honorable mentions. Before I'll start, my honorable mentions. I didn't want to mention them because I just want to say these guys are also like they're not just villains, but they're like my idols. And I just want to say on top of the Joker, yeah, bro, like on some level, I really can respect that. And then like so these are like my idols. So on top of the Joker, like my four idols would be the Joker, Darth Vader, Dr. Doom, and Mr. Krabs. And these niggas are dope, bro. These are like villains.
my nigga Mr. Krabs, that nigga. Man, who doesn't want to root for the villain?
Bro,
Mr. Krabs, if you don't say that man's not evil, he's been slaving SpongeBob ass for years.
Listen, this man saw his employee put a little jelly on his burger, was like, man, that make it taste a little bit better. I'm gonna go ahead and slave an entire colony of jellyfish, put him through a torture machine.
Jelly died.
I was like, make like an extra 50 cents on a dollar, bro. Like this nigga's this nigga's a villain, bro. Mr. Krabs, you can't tell me he's not.
He's a villain for profit, though. Remember that?
Yeah. No, he is a villain for profit, but like I respect his grind. But also, like I would say, mine would mention on top of Mr. Kaz would be Darth Vader and Doctor Doom. Darth Vader, particularly because Darth Vader,
Doctor Doom's a savior. Okay? He's a hero. You don't get to call him a villain.
No. I mean, like, from what I'm saying, is
like, remember because I chose him for heroes.
I didn't put him on my list because I said on my list I was people who were just evil for the sake of being evil. But Darth Vader is one of my favorites because he was. I guess you would put him as. It's not like evil out of responsibility, but it was just like evil out of necessity for the sole fact that like even if he wasn't aware of it, like the Jedi were an overpopulous cult that like was just completely oversaturating the Force, and that nigga was born to bring balance to the Force. and he wiped that cult the fuck off the face of the map.
Almost.
The problem
When
is
I
this.
seen those kids and I seen his lightsaber go, I was like, oh shit.
That was a hard ass moment.
When I had I was like, oh shit, they dead.
Wait a minute. I'm about to let David go, but even Luke Skywalker, a grandmaster of this religion, said, bro, this religion kind of needs to go the fuck away. So with that being said, you think that how you will. Go on, David.
I would say that when it came to the Jedi, they are not very good at math because when you said that you're here to balance the Force, that means, and let's say there's 1 million Jedi. That means if Anakin's here to balance the Force, that means you're either going to get 999,998 Sith Lords, or he's going to kill 999,998 Jedi. They really didn't do the math on that very well. They really didn't do they really didn't do math on that. But I would say my honorable mention is and this is also a villain of responsibility too, even though he takes his responsibility way too far. Fire Lord Ozai from Avatar: The Last Airbender. That man was insane.
That nigga's a straight bitch. That's what he is. Bro, hold on. Hold on. I'm about to get in my bag on Fire Lord Ozai real quick. How does nigga go get to? How's somebody gonna humble themselves, not kill you? This is a child. Let you go, and when they turn their back, you try to strike them from behind.
Because
a child, bro. The nigga just lets you live. That's some freezer.
It balances out.
You could change your mind.
I'm saying that's some freezer level business right there. Oh, nobody said freezer too. Nobody said freezer. I just realized that. Nobody said freezer. What's up? We don't got no love for freezer. We gonna put him as an honorable mention.
Yeah, but he been getting his ass fucked a lot lately. I be feeling bad for him now. I be wanting to see him fuck people up.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Frieza wasn't that good reason of a character until Dragon Ball Super.
Hold on. Let's think about this. But hold on, Frieza was evil for the sake of being evil. Can he be considered one of the GOAT villains?
Evil for
that's
profit.
true.
He ran a conglomerate. Don't forget that. Evil for profit. He ran a mercenary corps. He didn't do that shit for free.
Man, I love the English dub.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's still paying this person.
He was getting paid. He was getting paid.
Yeah.
My honorable mention.
Even still, but the question stands: can we consider Frieza one of the GOAT villains, like a fiction?
Yeah, I guess we can say that. He's in for it. All right.
Yeah, but he's round Akira.
I actually for my honorable mention, I put aside for the James Cagney one because I thought it was more important. But this dude is evil for the sake of pleasure, to the point that it changed the way the world worked for him. Now, hear me out. Freddy Krueger. In his real life, he was a pedophile rapist. All right, like that's evil for the sake of pleasure. All right. And then, the parents got together, set him on fire, burned him to death. He went to hell, and hell was like, nah, you did such a good job. We're going to make you a demon who goes after people in their dreams, i.e. changing the way the world works for him. And from then on, he just indiscriminately tortured motherfuckers. Well, not indiscriminately. It was the children of the people that killed him and stuff. But after that, he went after everybody. Like, it was pretty
after that, he was just having fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
it was one that had like superpowers, right?
Yeah, like they're all
like one Freddy movie. That shit got wild.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Dream Warriors.
Oh, and Freddy's so fucking wild.
Because he gets you in. He gets you in the place that you feel safest. You know what I mean? Like when you're asleep, how many people like sleep like fucking Hunter x Hunter holding a rock over their head where they're just ready to fight? You know what I mean? Not many people. I don't.
Let's live with that. I'm crazy.
You know what? Pictures or it doesn't happen.
You know what? Yeah, no. Freddy.
Sorry,
yeah, but Freddy Krueger, that's my honorable mention because that dude, child rapist, horrible.
Shout out to
a dream demon, horrible. Indiscriminate murder, horrible. Doing it all just for the kick.
Wasn't his mom like a nun that got like raped by like a bunch of crazy people?
Yeah, raped by
I was like, Jesus, what type of backstory for?
Like,
I was like, man.
Yeah. Hold on, wait a minute. Damn, I had somebody else I wanted to play. I can't remember.
Yeah, but Freddy Krueger's so good it kicked you out of your brain. I get it. It's not your fault.
It did.
When I used to watch it as a kid, I didn't want to go to sleep. I was like, man, what if I dream about this nigga? This shit's real.
Well, this isn't who I wanted to say, I don't think, but I'm thinking of it right now. What about Mojo
Jojo?
Mojo. I'm thinking about that. That nigga was a villain. Hey.
Man, you feel for him though.
They beat his ass for no reason.
They used to fuck him up. The Papa Girls, they used to knock niggas the fuck out.
That's true. Like, we're talking teeth flying kind of ass whooping.
That shit's terrifying. These little girls just knocking niggas' teeth out, grown ass. I'm like, Jesus. I wouldn't commit no fucking crime.
There was one episode where they went inside of his crib like 3 different times and beat him up, and he didn't even do it.
He didn't do it, yeah, a few times, bro.
But he was definitely a villain, though. He just got his ass whooped. He was the good one.
Man, there was somebody I wanted to say before you said Freddy Krueger. They kicked it. I lost that completely. Man, I'm trying to.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I was like, damn, what was I about to say? Because you brought up Freddy, and it made me like, yeah, Freddy is a villain.
I can't believe.
Oh, you know what? No, hold on. I remember what I was about to say because I didn't say the Stony said. I was about to talk about like that nigga. If you just call him Michael Myers is a terrible.
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Like, here's the thing. Like when it came to movies like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, those movies never really scared me because they were just like really violent. Like Halloween, if you look at the first movies, they're really not that violent. You don't really even see the kills.
No, they're suspenseful. They're not. Yeah, it's a different thing. Like
Michael Myers is fucking evil and creepy, and if you pay close enough attention, you could be watching the scene. And you'll see him like peeking through the curtains or some shit. And I'm like, bro, this nigga's right there. I'm just like
that shit. I like bitch. You don't see him.
Also, the fact that like Michael Myers, if you just think about, I want you guys to I want to take you on a journey. Listen to this. This boy was like what? Like let's say like 8, 10 years old, killed his sister, got put in a mental hospital, right? Mm-hmm. Never left that motherfucker. 20 years later, he breaks out. This nigga stealing hot wire and stealing cars and driving them around. Who taught him how to drive? This nigga, he got espionage skills that make the Navy SEALs look like. He taught him how is he doing this? He's doing it because he wants to kill you. The evilness is giving him superpowers. Like he's been sitting in mental hospital his whole life. How is he driving cars?
He's been electrocuted, set on fire, shot so many fucking times. I don't know how that hobo fixed him up. You know what I mean?
Think about the shit this dude would disappear. He'd be outside your window. You look out, gone. How, bro? Like that's the power of evil.
I'll give you that. Because that movie is it's a masterclass in suspense, is what it is. Like every scene. There's like this possibility of him being there, like once he shows up and all that, and especially in the first one, like I want to say Wes Craven, right? Wes Craven,
yeah. I thought it was somebody else. What's it?
Well, hold on. How
somebody look that up real quick.
How does Michael Myers know how to drive?
I thought they said somebody in the mental place taught him, but like, why would they teach him that?
No one taught him how to drive.
I thought they said that in the story, like the doctor dude said that before.
They said this nigga didn't talk. He barely ate. He stood still most of the time. He didn't do shit. And then one day, he didn't even try to escape. One day, 20 years later, he broke out. He didn't do shit. That nigga wasn't doing anything. That nigga was basically doing it.
I knew it was something like carpet.
This nigga right here was like sitting here for like 20 years.
All right. But yeah, that's
bro.
There's a lot of unexplained stuff.
It was that one time, like he said that dude to the wall, and he just started staring down and tilted his head. I was like, "Oh, there's something wrong with this nigga." I was like, he panned him to the wall with the butcher knife and just started chilling his head, looking. I was like, "Oh man, fuck this."
Yeah, Mike Myers is one of the things you never want to run.
That's why I hate the later movies when they try to give you a reason for what he's doing. Like
that Rob Zombie shit.
Rob Zombie ruined him. In my opinion.
That shit made me mad.
How about any actual Halloween movies? Like after like 4 or
like
5.
His nieces?
No,
his nieces, some shit.
No, I'm talking about like after like Halloween 4 or 5. It was called like The Curse of Michael Myers. They're trying to explain why he's the way he is.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
Because up until like in the first 2 movies, it was just this evil nigga who was just doing it. Just to, like I say, he didn't move for 20 years. One day he broke out and started killing people. It was just there was no reason for it. He was just doing it. And what makes it worse is that Halloween 1 and 2 takes place in the same night. Seriously, what happened? Halloween 1 happened. No, Halloween 1 happens. They shoot Mike. He falls out the window. They take her to the hospital. Halloween 2 happens. Mike disappeared. He's in a hospital. This is like an hour later. She's like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this dude was chasing me around all night, tried to kill me." He breaks through the door and tries to kill her again.
When I seen him walk, I was like, "No, come on, man! Like, how's she gonna stop you, nigga?"
This is the first question. Happened in the same night. That is evil. It didn't stop. He didn't. He got shot 7 times and fell out of a 3-story building.
All right, now what about Cenobites?
What you mean?
The demons from Hellraiser.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But no,
they
Mike
definitely
Myers
got to have an honorable mention.
To this day, bro.
Yeah, that's true. Horror movies, all right.
Griffin from Berserk deserves an honorable mention.
Right.
Oh yeah, go on. What's up, babe?
Griffin from Berserk deserves an honorable
The nigga who fucked Guts' wife?
But from Hellraiser,
Yeah.
From Berserk?
Yeah.
Man, Griffin, he on some other shit, man. That nigga, he's so fucking foul. Like, he could give up all his comrades. He had all these memories with for power and shit. I was like, this nigga.
You know what I don't get about?
Then his friend. Oh man.
You know what I don't get about Berserk? I'm not the most well versed in Berserk, but from what I do understand, this nigga Griffin got put in prison because he slept with the king's daughter, right, or whatever, or some shit.
Yeah, it's his fault. Like he knows to do that shit.
He got mad because Guts didn't want to risk his life to break him out of jail. Something he did.
Yeah, he knew he was wrong.
Yeah, that's wild. And then you get mad, and then now you're gonna do all this shit, and then you want to fuck Guts' wife. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I couldn't do it. I had to tell that shit off. This shit
right there. Had demons hold him down.
Griffith.
Man, that shit was that's a sad ass scene. I was like, fuck, he cut it off his own arm trying to get to it. Got his eye clawed. I was like, fuck. Jesus.
Hey, yo, I gotta go. I'm about to hop off. I gotta go eat.
You got an honorable mention before you head
I gotta go too.
Honorable mentions, Reverse Flash.
Yeah, I kind of gotta go as well.
Yeah, everybody. Everybody.
Damn. Because I had that honorable mention too.
Yeah, Florian, you say Reverse Flash? All right, this is up.
Yeah.
Z-Boy, you got an honorable mention?
Yeah, I got one. I can't believe y'all haven't talked about this. Johann Liebert.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, from Monster.
Of course.
Yeah, I was thinking about him. I thought that was. I didn't know if everybody read Monster.
There's a few villains that you know are just like at the epitome. Johann, Joker.
Yeah. Hell yeah. But man, thank everybody for coming through though, because I gotta actually go on my damn self. I keep getting up. It's 5:00.
Hey guys, can I just throw in 2 more honorable mentions? I'll just name them real quick and then be out your way.
Yeah. What's up?
Princess Azula from Avatar: The Last Airbender.
All right.
And you guys, I don't know if you guys know his the Japanese name, but Zeke from Shaman King.
Oh, all right.
Your twin brother.
Oh, you mean how?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you wanted me to give a closing statement, I could too, because I know you've.
Oh yeah, go for it, please.
Yeah, please.
All right.
Take it away.
I think one of the most important parts about any villain, whether it be on screen, on paper, or whatever medium, is that it touches a part of us, that primal part of us that wants to lash out, that part of us that wants to do these things in such a way to make other people pay or just to do them for fun. It touches a part of us that we don't like to talk about, but we like to celebrate whenever we can, because let's be honest, there's darkness in all of us. There can only be light if there's darkness, and there can only be darkness if there's light. And sometimes it's just good to celebrate that darkness, and that's what we did today, and I really liked it.
Thank you.
No, that's what's up. I feel that. Also, theme song. Every dope villain that has one, the theme song.
Every dope villain has one. By the way, Honorable mention Scar. Scar has one of the dopest theme songs ever.
That's my nigga.
Yo,
that's my name, my dog.
Hold on, I'm gonna end this stream, but I'm gonna leave everybody here. There is with a thought. There is no good villain with a bad theme song.
There's no good villain with a bad theme.
No.
I like that.
Oh yeah, another honorable mention villain is Jerry from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, that nigga evil, bro. And fuck man. That nigga evil. But Jerry is the bad guy. That nigga Tom's just trying not to get in trouble. That nigga's antagonizing Tom. He's stealing their food. He's assaulting him. He's
trying to make all the noise while they sleeping and shit.
Jerry is the
everybody think he's a hero because he's the mouse. That's a disguise. That nigga's still a rat.
I'm gonna say Jerry's the bad guy. Fuck Peter Pan and fuck Daniel-san because he's not. He's the bad guy, Karate Kid. But anyway,
and also we can also say that there are the best villains tend to be the villains who, like you said, touches a part of us, but also who also does things not for no reason. Every villain that we mentioned changed the game of villainy in some way, shape, or form. And that's what I really love. I love game changers, be it heroes or villains. I love game changers. I don't like cookie color villains, dog. I don't like that shit.
There gotta be something wrong with you. To be a good villain, there gotta be something wrong with you. Definitely.
No, I think you have to change the game.
Something's wrong with you though.
No, not necessarily. Listen, one of the dopest villains, I can't believe I didn't mention him. Moriarty from BBC Sherlock and Sherlock.
Yeah, no, Moriarty in general, from just the Sherlock Holmes lore, Moriarty that's a villain. But that's what I mentioned.
And who changed the game? Eisen changed the game. Frieza changed the game. Tywin Lannister changed the game. Cruella de Vil out here wearing dogs changed the game.
And that right there, bro. Thank everybody for coming through. It's your boy Sophus Hell Hydra.